The last time, you found yourself in the town of Dern, a city renowned or a small town renowned for its fortune-telling and superstition. You were in pursuit of answers, having descended into the realm of the Mantis Queen via basically a thin golden line attached to the solar plexus of a fortune teller named Madame Vestia, who was channeling her abilities through the sword, or the Mantis Claw, to bring both Zara and Alec Cool into the realm of the Raven Queen. The Raven Queen, the Mantis Queen. Fix that up. The answers you got from the Mantis Queen were not, they weren't the most straightforward, obviously. But answers you did get, as she ripped off pieces of the Tapestry of Fate to show you pictures, places. Alec Cool learned that he had been the first to receive visions because the Mantis Queen had needed eyes and arms, legs, work for her on the material plane in a place that she couldn't go. You also got several hints as to the whereabouts of basically the things that you're looking for, these pieces, these weapons or items that have been said to have been made using the iron that came from the first iron, supposedly giving these things relatively incredible enchantment abilities. And after you got those hints, you managed to escape, making your way out after the group that had been defending your body managed to dispatch one more of the terrible statues, this one coming to life with the ability to sort of have a little bit of prescience, able to look into a crystal ball and change the fate ever so slightly. After coming back, however, it felt like something might have followed with you. Whenever you were descending through the air, it felt like something was grabbing your foot, and there was a cold wind that blew throughout the tent of Madame Vestia, but you didn't really see anything. So you went on your way, going into town, back into the town, and some of you heading back to the inn, some of you heading over to the airship, and Eckhart remaining behind to keep an eye on the tent. You didn't have to wait long, however, for the shit to hit the fan, as the astrolabe you had seen in the tent, whenever you inspected it, was glowing, depicting the constellation called the Withered Champion. And outside, the stars themselves seemed to glow. At some point, the ground began to rumble. Light shone forth from the sky, and the astrolabe seemed to shoot up into the air, pulling, yanking all sorts of materials from the nearby town along these lines of light into one centralized form. The tent swirling about it, Madame Vestia managing to scramble away from the tent just in time. The astrolabe floats in the air amidst the debris as it swirls around like a terrible vortex that forms a vaguely humanoid shape. A 20-foot tall, I mean, I guess it's a golem. It's not really a statue per se, but it doesn't really look vaguely like that, but you get the idea. Cue spooky music, something. Alright. Alec Cool and Zara. Aboard the airship lurches wildly as the mask on it is wrenched free as well as several planks from the side of it, as Nipsey sort of immediately finds herself running on deck saying, "What was that? I heard something break. Did you break something?" And you see this mast and these boards just fly away from the ship over the small wooden fence into the middle of town. As you can see, there is the astrolabe floating in the air with the tent sort of swirling around it, and several other pieces of this of basically other buildings, giving it this humanoid form. Back at the inn, it's much the same, except you hear the sound of shattering glass, as windows are ripped from the very panes that fly into the air, and light begins to, sort of silvery white light begins to stream in through the windows, as most of the patrons fall to the ground, hiding underneath the table. One of them says, "Damn it, I knew I should have touched the freaking top of the door when I came in!"
Oh, great, so we can just blame him and go.
Probably. Eckhart.
Is it daylight?
No, it's nighttime.
Okay.
Eckhart, you get a up-close personal view, as I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
For us at the end.
I assume I
Nope,
can see
Eckhart.
Oh, Eckhart, sorry.
it. Yeah.
Nope.
I assume I can see it too, right?
Yes,
Colin?
yes.
Oh, natural 20. 22.
Alright, the tent, is pretty much completely ripped away. All of the contents Madame Vestia held, absolutely yanked into this, just sort of around the floating astrolabe, that sort of glows and whirls with, and sort of dapples the nearby structures with light. It's, you can see the massive statues that were previously in there just begin swirling around it. Her bed, her food, her various clothing, sort of turning into this coalescing humanoid form, as you sort of grab her and yank her to the ground, as the two of you manage to dodge the flying debris. It would help if I did that. There we go. The right thing. Oh boy. What do y'all do?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get her the fuck out of here, Colin. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Probably.
Because I
probably a
assume
good
she
idea.
does not seem like the fighting type so much as mystical seer.
She is she is not much of a fighter, I'm afraid.
Yep.
In fact, we'll go ahead and, we'll run this in initiative order. That'll be easiest.
Just concern.
Concern.
DM stealthily just slides everybody into initiative order for, non-combat reasons.
Hey, it's for a tense situation.
Yeah, I mean, the astrolabe already killed the tent, so it's already in tents.
We did get the benefits of a long rest before this started.
Nope.
No, short rest.
Short rest. Unless you could
Yeah,
rest
4
within
hours.
4 hours.
I can.
Oh, Klaus got like a way more handsome picture. What happened?
No, that's Siegfried.
No, look at Klaus's picture in the combat tracker.
So, Colin, if I can rest within 4 hours, I get a long rest, right?
Oh.
Yes, yes. So that's like
Yeah,
elves and stuff.
I'm not saying to censor yourselves. I'm just saying that my 10-year-old is here. She wants to watch, so she's gonna be quiet.
Am I rolling initiative right now?
Doo-doo breath. What do you think of that, Connor?
Connor
Okay,
does
so
have to do rest.
Nick, wave.
Huh?
That's Nick. There's Tommy. Tommy, wave.
There we go. Finally roll initiative.
Yeah.
There's Colin.
Deuces.
He's got the beard. Beaver,
I
wave.
mean,
What is
This one.
Zara?
Zara's on the well, she was on the airship.
Yeah, I mean, what is your initiative?
You need to roll.
It has not
Roll
been
it.
rolled.
I can never remember.
You
what
can just
clicked.
pull out the encounter table and hit the dice because you've been added.
First, you
Yeah,
Klaus
that-
for being a dex-based character.
That was actually the only thing that was letting me roll initiative, so you might want to try that first.
All right. Everything
Yeah,
is
rolling off the sheet.
All right, we'll just go in initiative order. There is the terrible sound of swirling winds and the clatter of glass and wood as it swirls about this astrolabe, turning it into a massive 20-foot tall amalgamation, this strange humanoid of various construction materials, a golem essentially. Luckily, it is super slow for understandable reasons. That being said, Klaus, you get to go first. Looking out of the inn, you can see this humanoid form, as well as the beams of light that are shooting down, one into the inn, one into the livery and stables, which is this. It looks sort of like this lighthouse up here, and it is actually a lighthouse, but it has an aviary on top. One on where the site where Madame Vestia's tent used to be, one on a blacksmith way back over here, and one down here on the airship.
Is there anything in the inn that's like particularly glowing or looking like it's being affected by the starlight?
Roll an Arcana check or an Investigation check.
Arcana or investigation? Both or well, investigation's alright. $11.
Just from glancing around the inn itself quickly, or the common room, you don't see anything in particular.
I'm gonna give him a secret and I'm gonna tell him, I want you to get all the people out of here, and then I want you to look around here and see if you can find what's making this place, I don't know, sparkle or whatever. I'm gonna head up to the aviary.
Alright.
And he said, "Shit, who's my guy?"
So, the aviary, it is, you can get there in two ways. There's one way is to go sort of down through the gate, essentially. Help if I actually drawing down through the gate. Up.
Or scale the wall?
Or one is to scale the walls.
Fuck yeah, scale the wall.
Hell yeah, I like your moxie.
I know, basic bitch.
Alright, this turn you'll be able to get to the base of the wall.
Fantastic. I will set up
Alright.
my titans and ropes and balls and stuff.
Get up on the bed, sweet doggy. Okay, you manage, after having a quick look around, you don't see anything that particularly jumps out to you. But, knowing that there are other places underneath this terrible glow, places that don't have player characters to investigate, you decide to, after calling out for everyone to get the hell out of the inn, begin sprinting to the, basically it's the stable slash aviary that sits on top of the cliff. After that, goes to Eckhart. Eckhart, you're right at the heart of it. Basically, all that's Madame Vestia's tent is essentially just rubble now. Well, the tent's largely gone, and a lot of the stuff, but there's just an area of piled up rubble and stuff like that where it used to be.
Fair enough.
With
does she look
starlight
like
beaming
she-
down on it.
Does she look like she can get away on her own?
Roll a medicine check. This is just a bonus action.
17.
She's banged up a little bit. She's got a couple of nicks and cuts. She does have a sprained ankle, but she should be able to move almost her normal speed. She should be able to get away.
Well, your shit.
She has a dazed look of confusion on her face, like I don't know what happened. It started glowing and then things started being yanked around and.
All right. No time for that. Time to run. Do I tell her? Can I see where the astrolabe went in the statue?
It is located right about its navel, and it has a bunch of. It is by far the densest concentration, essentially, of the building supplies, the wood and the glass and dirt and rock and stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if I could do this at the same turn. When I'm picking through the rubble, trying to see what it's like shining on, if the light's shining on something, can I also pick up like a piece of rubble or like wood to use as a shield, since I'm like right in the fucking middle of this shit fest?
Yes. Go ahead and roll a. Well, you're looking for what's possibly causing the light to shine down there. It can be an Arcana check, or it can be an investigation check, or it can be a religion check for the tent.
Well, let me tell you, they're all the same. 12
12.
for investigation.
You rerolled what? Investigation?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, you got what, a 17?
Or is it the first roll?
It's the first
Oh,
roll.
it's the first roll.
It's always the first
Sorry, I
roll.
was confused.
Unless you have disadvantage, then it's the lowest.
Nope, 17, I lied.
Alright. As she kind of scrambles away, you can see she manages to limp away, behind one of the, actually probably one of the more sturdy buildings in a town that's actually mostly tents and rather ramshackle buildings. You quickly begin moving through the rubble, trying to find whatever is shining down on this. And eventually, you do come across what appears to be a silver pendant. It is shaped very roughly into what appears to be a raven's feather. It is got a silver chain that extends to it. It's clearly a necklace of some sort, and the light just manages to catch it.
Okay. I would assume it was my action to search anyway, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'll just move over to wherever it is, and I will hunker down, because I can't really... bonus action, I'll rage, in case I get hit by something.
Okay. Just in case.
And... Yep, that's it.
Alright. After Eckhart, it goes to Siegfried. Siegfried is going to, following Klaus's kind of direction, or his call, he starts, he says, "Well, you heard some man, get the hell out!" As he's going to try to intimidate people to run the hell away as fast as possible. Oh boy. He rolled a 17 plus 5, so pretty good. As he bares his fangs and his eyes seem to glow faintly. And people take off running, their fear of him far outweighing the fear of a statue that's at least a fair distance away. They almost all disperse out of the gate, out of the door to the inn, and scatter into the darkness, mostly up towards the north, essentially, away from everything. As he turns to you, Reed, and he nods his head, and he is also going to chase after you, Klaus, and join your endeavors.
Well, I can't say I approve of his methods.
And
He
it
does
does
not want to scare people.
What can you say, Reed?
it does go to Reed. Starlight is still shining on this inn.
He's just gonna sigh to himself because we are still dealing with the mystical. It's not really his element, but he will search for anything, particularly looking for like runes or something.
Oh, alas,
Of
it is
that
an
nature.
investigation and arcana check. Or the inn.
Is it both or either?
Either one.
Oh, Jesus, either way, it's intelligence.
Yeah, we was all a
That's
bunch of
11.
stupid boys.
Unfortunately, you don't really discern exactly what is being shined on in this inn.
Okay, I don't even know what I can do for a bonus action. I can't fight the thing, obviously, but... I guess that's really all I got.
If you want to remain in the inn and keep looking around, you can. The more you look,
yeah.
the easier it gets, essentially.
Okay. But yeah, I'm staying in the inn.
Alright. Goes to Alec Cool. Aboard the airship, Nipsey runs around sort of angrily, saying, what the hell's happening to my airship? Check the engine, make sure nothing happened to it. As, basically, Lysanthier and Yondar sort of rush down to make sure that everything is okay. The crew itself has largely, as soon as the light hit and all of a sudden the airship started shaking, they mostly, they kind of jumped ship, and you can see most of them are gathered outside staring on at with worry, fear, and awe, as the airship continues to be yanked around a little bit.
Well, I mean, I will attempt to find where the beam of light is tracking to.
Alright, for the airship, it is a investigation. It can be a navigator's tools check, or it can actually be a nature check.
For the record, those are all 0.
Does cartographer's tools work or no?
That's a... Sure, why not? It's pretty close. It does have to do... It is vaguely in that wheelhouse.
I don't remember how to roll cartographer tool check. Would this be a D20 plus proficiency?
It's a
plus
D20
what?
plus proficiency, and it's just a cartographer's tool check, so it's just proficiency.
Okay. That's more than 0. What is my proficiency? 4. Yes. D20. I got a 15.
Alright. You begin sort of moving around the ship, taking the time to check from room to room very quickly. And you see that the farther from the interior you get from the ship, it kind of gets dimmer. So you go in the opposite direction to where the light gets brighter. Eventually, coming to what appears to be the cartography room, the navigation room, the room you've spent so much time in, essentially. This room that has this sort of magical illusionary map. As you begin searching through everything, trying to understand exactly what is going on, your eyes are drawn to the map. There is what appears to be a, well, it's like an ink bottle, essentially. It's one that, Nipsey would use to chart things. She always called it, she said she'd had it for a long time and she kept it with her for, basically good luck. And you sort of go and you grab it, and that is shining.
Okay. I grab that, and I guess I leave the ship.
You can get off the ship. That's about all you could do.
Yeah, does that seem to change anything that's going on the ship when I leave the ship?
Not really. You can see the light is focused, however, on the. It's almost like it's split, and the light on the airship gets dimmer, but it's still slightly illuminated.
Okay. So I stay near the ship then for now.
After that, it goes to Zara. At the very least, things on the ship, after you grab the ink pot, the ink bottle, do begin to die down at the very least. It's not yanked around as much, but it is still being kind of yanked around. But the severity has significantly decreased.
Is the airship landed?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Full disclosure, I have 0 spell slots. So, I guess I'm gonna make it.
It's
1 sec.
a good thing this isn't a combat.
200 feet away from the fucking house. Nick already found the shiny object on the airship,
Yes.
so I guess I'm gonna start running towards that house.
Okay.
Blacksmith.
It's 300. Oh, it's a blacksmith. Okay. It's 300 feet away.
Yeah, about.
So I'm traveling at 60
You
feet.
do have the option of raiding the airship and flying the airship as well.
I don't have that option. Can I ask, what's her name? I forgot her name. I know it's licensed.
Nipsey.
Nipsey, thank you. Can I ask Nipsey if we can move in over that blacksmith?
She says, sure, I suppose. It'll take a second to get the ship in there, but we should be able to go pretty quickly once we do.
But we don't have any, like,
You've got
there's no animals aboard, like, we don't have a horse or anything aboard, do we?
I believe Grop is on board.
I will let Nipsey bring us in.
That does, but bring the airship to bear. Remember, the airship does have a pretty powerful ballista on it as well. All right.
Nudge, nudge.
Well, you've got ballista, you've got poisons and acids and stuff. But it can be used in various different ways if you wanted to. But
I will see if I can help Nipsey get the airship over the blacksmith.
all right, you will roll to get it ready. She rolled really well. She got a 25. As she quickly yanks up the anchors, as you can see the people on the ground also yank up the stakes, and in no time at all, the airship sort of quickly begins rising as you're basically running a skeleton crew with just essentially you, Nipsey, Lysanthier, and Yandar, as everyone else has departed off the ship. But she is able to sail it around, spin it in place, and begin sailing in the direction of the blacksmith, although she doesn't get really very far on this turn, but it will go all the way on the next turn. Alright, if that's it for Zara, it is gonna go to Astrolabe statue.
Colin, I forgot my thing was muted. If the ship ends up flying, am I able to grab onto it as it's leaving?
Sure, you grab onto a rope and hang below it.
Okay.
Alright, it goes to Astrolabe statue.
Damn it, Ziggy.
Seeing the sort of people scattering away from it, the swirling vortex that forms this statue sort of slowly begins advancing into the town. Boom! With heavy footfalls, it goes to a nearby area. It's going to make an attack roll against this house. It slams its foot down, completely wiping out these buildings right here.
Gee.
And at the same time, the debris from its destruction swirls up into it, and it grows in size to 25 feet. Alright, but that's it for its turn. Goes to Klaus.
Alright, how high up is... I guess how high up is the top of the cliff and how high up is the top of the lighthouse?
The cliff itself is actually probably only maybe 40, 50 feet, so not wildly high. It's also pretty rough for the most part. It looks like it would not be that difficult of a climb. The lighthouse itself, however, the aviary is 100 feet up.
Okay, okay, on board. I'll start to climb up the... I'll just start scaling up. I'll hold on to my rope for later. So is that like straight decks?
Climb is athletics.
Athletics.
You said you've got climbing gear, right?
Yep,
So you have advantage for using climbing gear.
that's good. That's good. I'm gonna try that again. Really?
Wow. You make it about
That's fantastic.
20 feet up before you slip and tumble down to the ground. Luckily, Siegfried is there to catch you when you fall, but you make no progress at all. Siegfried says, "Nice cough. You must be getting fat since the last time we met."
Shut up, it was a loose rock.
He sort of says, "Yeah, I will help you up." He'll help you up on his turn as well. Not a double ones. Holy shit.
That's... damn.
See, that's what you get for not being a halfling.
Rip my dude.
I mean, at least I got out of the way early.
Double ones would have screwed Reed too. He would have got one still.
That's true.
Well, no, but then you'd re-roll the first one. Oh wait, but then you'd have advantage, and then you get to re-roll it again.
There, it's Eckhart's turn.
Hey. So, you just said it's like a silver feather pendant, right?
Yes. A
Does it
lovely
look like
silver
something
feather pendant.
that Eckhart can smash easily?
I mean,
Or is it like
it looks like it's.
See magic?
It seems like it's. It seems old and a little bit beaten. You're not exactly sure what it is or what it means, but it does look like it wouldn't be too hard to smash.
You know, I'm a try to smash it.
Okay.
I'm gonna just try to crumple it.
You can make an athletics check. This would be pretty easy.
Well,
It was not a
You would
hard
think.
check. It was not a hard check. So,
I got a 12
uh,
with my raging.
you squeeze your hand tight, with all of your might, closing your eyes and praying to whatever god you hold dear to your heart that you managed to crush the life out of this pendant. And whenever you open your hands, it's little more than roughly misshapen silver, covered in orc sweat and hand oil. As all of a sudden, the light here completely extinguishes.
Okay, that went better than expected. Excellent.
Do Does anybody notice the light going out?
Everyone probably would notice it for the most part, as one of the lights just disappears.
Okay. Yep. Damn, there goes my action. Feels bad, dude. Alright, against my better judgment. Because I do presume that's my action, right, Colin?
Yes, to smash it, yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna follow this motherfucker as far as I can go.
Alright, I mean, you can stick with him.
Yep. I don't know how close I can get to him on a turn.
It's sort of loose movement, so you can get basically right up close to him. Yeah.
Yeah, and then oh, this is gonna be so fucking. This is a mistake. Hey, you big motherfucker, look at me! I'm gonna try to get his attention and say stop smashing buildings.
Probably a good idea. As it turns away from the rubble, you can see, as planks are being yanked away from it, people are scrambling away from it, and there's a couple that are scrambling to it, hurriedly lifting up boards and, sort of tiles, hoping to save anyone that might have been caught inside.
Yep, I'm gonna yell at it a whole bunch and hope it goes after me instead.
Alright. It goes to Siegfried. He sort of grabs you by the cuff of your sort of collar and says, "Come on, old man, let's see if we can get up here, yeah?"
Let's try it again. That's falling.
He is going to start helping you up. He got a 19 plus a 25 on his athletics check. So he begins yanking you up as he manages to yank you all the way to the top of the cliff at the very least. But that was all for his action. Alright, it goes to Reed.
Alright, so
You have seen one of the lights become extinguished, but at the same time, this statue just smashed an entire building in. You're only now beginning to hear the cries of people shouting for help as the statue looms over them.
Reed does not like having to be in that choice. But he's going to keep looking for the thing, knowing that the previous ones were, you know, the Taroka and the Scrying Orb. He's just going to look for, try to look for any, like, divination style tools, see if that's what it's coming from.
Alright, it's the same roll, but now you have advantage.
Nope. 10 or 11.
Your eyes are drawn towards the front of the inn. As you begin searching around, you know it's in this area. As you sort of quickly begin searching around the front of the inn, if you can, I'll let you grab it if you can guess what it is.
It's the horseshoe.
It is above the door, yes. The lucky symbol above the door. As your eyes lock on it, you can see the light is just glittering on it. As you reach up and grab it.
Well, I don't really have much else I can do. So, on to Alakul.
Alakul, you're now sailing. You're basically hanging onto a rope on the airship, sort of right below its deck as you're slowly pulling yourself on board. The airship itself is slowly spinning around to head up towards the blacksmith.
I thought you were on board, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm gonna try and, while I'm holding on, I'm gonna try and inspect the inkwell a little more.
Roll a history check with advantage.
17.
It's not very valuable itself, but it's quite old. Kept within Nipsey's family for roughly 100 years. It seems like a bit of a silly family heirloom, but it has a lot of sentimental value to her. And so she keeps it close, generally.
Well, I'm gonna try and climb on deck
Alright,
and
that
then
is
ask Nipsey what the deal with this thing is.
that is an athletics check. Climb.
Don't roll a 1.
Don't roll a 1 and tumble down to your death.
14.
Right. You manage to scramble over this side of the deck. You feel a pair of hands grab you as Yondar actually helps yank you over. As the ground sails roughly 40 to 50 feet below you. Probably wouldn't have been a deadly fall, but it would not have been a pleasant one.
Sorry.
Nipsey
it's
stands
fine.
behind the wheel, sort of slowly wheeling it in place. As she says, "I thought we were going to use you there for a second."
That's fine. I'll be okay. The light is shining on this. Do you know why?
She sort of looks at it. That old thing is just a family heirloom.
Well,
It's not even it's not really even valuable, I guess, but I mean, we always carried it around with us for good luck.
Well, it's significant in this manner, but I don't know how.
He just sort of shrugs and says, well, I'd rather not have it destroyed, but if that's what we gotta do, that's what we gotta do.
Oh my god, Ziggy, you cannot have my smoothie.
Dogs love smoothies.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe makes a good smoothie.
Alright, but that's pretty much it for...
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
She doesn't know the significance, she only knows the significance it has to her and her family.
Okay.
Man, I sure would love to cast Identify on it.
I mean, it goes to Zara next. At this point, the airship has sailed you... Help if I had not double clicked. Over, at least generally. As it slowly sails over the blacksmith that is shining. The blacksmith itself looks empty, although the forge does still burn slightly. You can see the warm sort of orange glow from where it was probably running no more than 15 to 20 minutes before.
Well, let's not land on that.
Land?
Right. Okay. How high are we off the roof?
Roughly 100 feet.
Maybe lower?
She says we could probably get it down to about 30.
Right. Okay. Oh. Yeah, do that and I'll, rappel down, I guess. I am not cut out for this.
Alright. Lysanthier takes a roll, a sort of length of rope and tosses it off the side as it swirls down, just managing to reach probably a little bit below the roof. Luckily, climbing down a rope, pretty easy to do, so you just leap off and grab the rope and slide down.
Alright, is that my turn? I'm guessing.
I mean, technically you'd still have an action, you just moved.
Is the whole building isn't glowing, right? It's a specific object.
Yes, generally it has been specific objects, but there is this weird sort of glow about the whole building, essentially. Like, it's not like there's a single pinpoint beam, essentially.
I mean, first of all, is the building occupied?
Just looking around it, you do not see any. It looks like you don't see anyone.
Okay.
Just a quick
is-
glance. You can
Am I able to try and see where the object is?
yes, you can investigate further if you want.
It's investigate, not perception.
This is going to be either an investigation, an arcana, or a blacksmithing tool check.
Okay. I got a 6. I don't know why it's with advantage. But I got a 6.
You do not see anything in particular that catches your eye. Nothing that seems to... everything sort of seems alight at this point.
This is not really my forte.
Alright,
That's it for me.
it is gonna go to the statue.
I need some coffee. I'll do that.
Alright. Slowly it spins in place. And Eckhart, it does see you. There, sort of standing. It sort of takes a couple of large hulking steps towards you. It is going to lift up its mighty fist, and just this huge wave of what appears to be like splinters of wood, pieces of rock are gonna slam down on the ground at you. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
13.
13.
Not very good.
Alright. You take the full brunt of it, unable to dodge out the way, as it just slams down on you, and you're just riddled with glass, stone, and wood for 18 points of piercing damage, luckily. And it continues walking towards you, taking off the side of a building with its foot as it does so. That is all that it is going to do. However, now that you have its attention, it does look like it's focusing on you. You could probably lead it to other places. It goes to Klaus. You stand at the base of the, it's a livery and aviary. The bottom level is a stables, and it has a tower that rises up to house more exotic sort of flying animals. Currently, you can actually see there's a man standing in the doorway, a look of awe on his face. He's elderly, wearing his night clothing, a sort of off-white, just like slip over his body, slightly stained, his mouth slightly agape, revealing a completely empty mouth and sort of gums, as he says, "My God, what the hell? The wrath of the gods is upon us!"
Listen, sir, is there anything magical upstairs?
Sort of says, "What do you mean upstairs? We got the aviary upstairs. It's a beautiful place. Built it myself. It's an open-air garden filled with all sorts of birds."
Is there anything in there in particular that's a magical item?
Oh no, we don't.
Or a good luck charm or anything?
He says, well, yeah, of course we got everybody. It's a town of superstitions. We all got our good luck charms and things like that. I got a 6-leaf clover I found whenever I was first building this garden. I mean, I imagine it's all in my head, but I always thought I was kind of lucky.
It'll have to do. Alright, we need to get upstairs. To stop the statue.
Roll a persuasion check. It says, well, hold on now. We don't need to get upstairs. We need to get the hell out of here. Have you lost your goddamn mind? You see what's happening?
Apparently.
There's
11.
a 30-foot statue out there. he sort of steps out the doorway and says, "Well, if you want to go up there, you can, but I'm getting the hell out of here. I ain't gonna stop you,
Alright, run fast.
but I ain't gonna help you either." As he sort of slowly starts hobbling away.
Alright, I'm gonna use my cunning action to dash up the stairs.
All right. You sprint up the stairs, and find yourself standing in a surprisingly beautiful aviary. The room, the area is entirely glassed in like a greenhouse, and the ground itself has basically been covered in very fertile soil. And there's basically a garden on this top tower. It's filled with all sorts of plants, and there's all sorts of birds and flying creatures, insects, and things like that. Large and to your surprise, or small and to your surprise, quite large, as there's 3 hippogriffs up there as well. That sort of that sort of nervously paw at the ground.
Are they pawing at anything?
No, they're
On
just
the ground?
you get the feeling that they are
Okay,
nervous.
Alright, can I look for that 6-leaf clover or any other charms?
That it was your action to persuade him to let you in, and your movement to get the hell up.
That's fair.
But Siegfried is gonna follow right behind you, so he'll probably have a look as well.
Alright. That's my turn.
Eckhart, you're now in hot pursuit as the massive statue is chasing you.
Yeah. Okay. Bonus action, I'm gonna cast, probably not gonna work. Oh, never mind. This is an action. I cast, Enlarge Reduce at 2nd level, and I'm gonna try to reduce that motherfucker as a, Constitution saving throw, which he's probably pretty good at. So I figure it's probably not gonna work.
Pretty good at that.
Yeah, I figured. Worth a shot.
As a 19 plus 5.
Oh yeah, that's
24.
more than enough. Okay, that's fine.
Alas, Enlarge fizzles on its construct form.
Okay. I will just run south as far as I can. Is that just like a square?
Essentially, yes.
Okay. I'll just run south as far as I can.
That's okay. You're pulling its attention away from the people, as this is just
Yeah.
largely open area right here.
Yeah, I can't really do anything else, so that's me.
It goes to Siegfried, who is going to also join you at the top of the tower, Klaus. He sort of sees you looking around and says, "What the hell are we looking for?"
He's not here right now.
He wipes the blood off his lips where he ate the old man. He sort of begins seeing Klaus look around frantically through the area, trying to find something. He gets a better look of the grounds of the garden itself. It is lush and fertile. There is a small shack that is off to one side, essentially a gardening shack that has several gardening tools sort of laying up against it. He is going to make a nature check, because he's actually pretty good at those. Nope. Fortunately, he does not know. Instead, he, seeing the Klaus is doing the searching, instead he is going to go to the hippogriffs, and he's going to start trying to calm them. That's all he's gonna do. Goes to read.
Alright, so finding the lucky horseshoe. I'm a little annoyed because I can't just, cut it. I'm assuming it's, an actual horseshoe.
It
metal
is an
and all that.
actual horseshoe.
Can I investigate it to see if I can find any runes or magic symbols on it?
You can try.
16.
No runes, no enchantments that you can see or sense, nothing carved into it, and yet it still glows, but it doesn't seem like it itself is magical. It seems like it was just lucky.
Okay. So there's nothing I can erase or anything on there, nothing to scratch out. Is there like a fireplace that I can start stoking a fire?
Yes, there is a fireplace, and the fire is still burning in it. It still has the remnants of what appears to be the night's supper, a large cast iron pot that is filled half full of a stew that has begun to thicken and congeal now.
Is it boiling?
Yes, it's close to boiling.
I hope this works, and Reed just tosses it in.
Right, it is a hot pot. So you toss it in.
Probably not hot enough, but
It does. It at the very least is going to start heating up. Of course, you can just toss it directly into the fire. That also works.
true.
But now you're flavoring the soup. The soup's gonna
With
be
delicious
lucky.
metal.
Alright, you
Alright.
begin heating up the horseshoe, and that will weaken it significantly.
Alright, but it's not gone just yet.
Not quite yet.
And I will be back in a bit.
Alright. Goes to Alec Cool. Oh my god, is he walking the dog?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, my thing was muted. I muted because so Ziggy would stop just barking in the microphone. I want to try and break it.
Alright. Are you trying to just crush it in your hand, or are you just tossing it as hard as you can off of the airship?
I'm not a strong man, but, Not to risk it, I'm gonna throw it to Yondar and tell Yondar to stomp on it.
Alright. Yondar sort of looks a little confused at first, and then he looks at Nipsey and she just sort of grimly nods her head. She says, it's not valuable, it's just a family heirloom. And Yondar sort of nods his head and puts it on the ground and slams his foot down on it, shouting Mazel Tov at the top of his lungs. You're now married to Yondar.
Hmm.
Joke's on you.
This was coming to play it all along.
This is a very elaborate prank.
Haha! That is going to extinguish the light, the airship's light. As it shatters, the light that was focusing on the bottle and the airship disappears. So you were successful in that.
Okay. And that's it for me. I'm gonna go walk the Ziggy.
It's Zara. You're in the blacksmith, looking around frantically. Give me a perception check.
Perception check?
Yes.
That worked earlier.
Perception, because now you've tried to investigate and failed. So now we're going to. You've tossed the room aside.
10.
But it's not good enough because it's a harder check than an investigation check.
Good enough.
Alright. Still haven't found exactly what you're looking for. However, the more you fail, the easier it gets overall.
Can I, Oh, okay. Never mind. It just lets me do it as a bonus action. It doesn't give me advantage. Can I hear it? I don't know. Like, is there like a sound associated with what I'm looking for?
No.
No.
There's no sound or anything like that. Just a light.
Okay, I guess I'm tossing it then. That's me.
Uh,
Can't think of anything else. My locate object spells are asleep. So.
Alright.
I was still.
The statue is going, Aruna, you're still running from it. It's going to,
Plus-
as it sort of slowly turns, no longer facing the buildings themselves, it is going to try to slam its arm down on you again, since you have its attention fully. Give me another, dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, 17.
That's much better, you only take half damage.
Nice. I forgot to take a rage off.
8.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Alright. Klaus. Siegfried was unable to find what was going on. Like I said, he began searching the outside of a small shed that was there, but did not find anything on the outside of the shed. His roll was not very good.
But he's under the impression that something's there.
Yes.
Alright, I will look in the shed as well.
You can give me a nature check, an investigation check. Yeah, an investigation or a nature check.
Okay.
And it's easier because he already did a check on it.
Alright. Is that advantage or no?
I just lowered the DC by a lot.
Okay. Well, damn, that's 23. Holy shit.
You pull open the door of the shed and see that it's a rough gardening supply shed. There's all sorts of packets of nice dirt, some packets of seed. Much to your nose's chagrin, it's filled with the smell of manure. There's large bags of what appears to be half-rotten meat used to feed the hippogriffs. But your eyes are drawn what appears to be sitting. There's like a book that is sitting on a shelf, slightly high up. Actually, it looks like it's old and has not been looked at in a long time. It's covered in dust. As you pull it off of the basically off the shelf, your fingers brushing the dust away, you begin flipping through the pages, and it's simply notes. Notes on gardening. Notes on yields and formulas for the best soil, and as you're flipping through the pages, you come to a 6-leaf clover. A lucky 6-leaf clover, the one he was talking about. And it is glowing slightly.
Got it. Let's bring it back. I don't think it occurred to Klaus to crush it or anything. I don't know what to do with it.
Sigmund says, sure, we can do that. But, he says, perhaps we should take the fast way, as he motions to the hippogriffs.
You know you want to.
Come now, Klaus, you know you've ridden something much rougher than this.
You can't just take it and put on my face, Colin.
You know that you've ridden something much rougher than this before.
God damn it, Colin.
You're one animal handling away from living the dream.
Yep. I'm one animal handling check away.
You've got Siegfried helping you, so.
Oh shit, do I have advantage?
Currently, no.
Oh.
But Siegfried is willing to help you whenever it gets to his turn, basically. Or you can help him and he can make the check.
I will help him.
Alright. He will have advantage. His animal handling is not awful. Turns out years of sucking off animal blood will make you pretty good at handling animals. It's a shame you missed the part where Siegfried came upstairs wiping the blood of the old man off his lips.
Stop for a snack. 7-Eleven.
Eckhart,
Do what you gotta do.
Eckhart, this
Yep,
thing
yep.
is on your tail now, and it's now chasing. It's fully chasing you.
Well, he's hit me a couple times, so before I run, I'm gonna hit him a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's not great. 15.
I mean, it's massive, and it's not hard to hit him considering his size.
That's fair.
And as your rock slide totem slams into him, you get a strong sort of thud, and you send pieces of timber flying, and it tumbles on the ground. And yet, almost as quickly as it's gone, more timber flies from the nearby regions, specifically the inn. There's a window that gets Klaus. You see a window gets yanked off the aviary, and within the blacksmith, the anvil itself gets lifted off and yanked to him. As almost immediately, the damage you deal to him is healed as he pulls in more debris.
Okay. Should have expected that one, eh? That's fair.
It seems he's able to yank in debris to heal himself.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'll cast Expeditious Retreat on myself for the foreseeable future.
Expeditious retreat?
Oh, sorry. Yes, Expeditious Retreat. I don't know why I said fucking
Did you
expeditious.
say that?
I don't know. I'm drunk or something.
I think you tried to say
Expeditiously.
expeditious? Oh god.
Expedient.
That-
I think you
I
just
forgot
gave
where I
me a
was.
stroke.
I forgot where I was.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna move that way. I'm running.
You're running.
Yep.
Alright. Siegfried, at the top of the aviary, sort of holds up his hands and goes, "It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. We're just going to, climb on your back and ride you. I mean, that is basically what horses are made for, yeah?" As he's slowly advancing, he does have advantage on this. That's a good roll. That's a 17 plus 3, a 20. He sort of slowly advances, going, "It's okay. Okay." And he's manages to reach up a hand and slowly sort of pet the plumage on the hippogriff's neck. Good. And with a he climbs on top of one, and you see it's actually pretty docile and pretty tame, as it sort of paws at the ground. And he motions for you to climb up on one as well. I think they're domesticated.
Hell yeah.
All right, and the two of you aboard the hippogriffs.
Reveals a man's entire livelihood.
Siegfried goes, "Let's fly, girls!" As, unfortunately only one of them is a girl and one of them is a boy, but that doesn't matter. The two of you go soaring through the recently broken window that just got yanked out.
I can show you the world.
Essentially, yes, as you're both on hippogriffs now. Flying over it, and you've got the thing with you, essentially. You've got the lucky charm of the aviary with you, so you've solved that one. Alright, that is it for Siegfried. It goes to Reed.
Well, realizing that the fire is probably more hot than the soup.
Yeah,
Reed's
that's
gonna
okay.
dish
You
it back out and then toss it back into the fire.
don't worry, you don't have to make any sort of actions or anything. That's just something you kind of ended up doing. You looked at like, this isn't working that well. The fire. So you
And then-
just toss it in the fire.
All right. And I'm assuming it's still not hot enough.
as you look at it, it has begun to glow at least dullish orange. It has had some time to heat up, because stuff isn't going strictly in, like, combat turns where it's taking 6 seconds and stuff like that. Things are going on a little bit more drawn out at the time. So it has begun to glow a faint orange.
Is there anything, you know, like a bellows or a fan or anything that I might be able to use to stoke the fire?
You can make a... I don't guess you have any Tinker's Tools proficiency.
No. Nope.
Do you have any tool proficiencies?
Myths. And thieves.
He's got one tiny
Smith's
tool
tools.
proficiency.
Give me an intelligence-based Smith's Tools check.
Do I have to? My intelligence is -1.
Alright, just give me a Smith's Tools check. You won't even have to worry about your intelligence. It'll just be a straight
So
tools
that's just
check.
Is that just
D20
a D20
plus proficiency.
Oh, plus proficiency.
It'll be a standard street tools check.
13.
Baby's here. The baby's here. Alright. You're able to improvise. There are no bellows or anything like that. Or even really much in the terms of fans. However, there is a very, there's like a sack that was used to hold lantern oil, that you're able to fashion a surprisingly adequate bellows out of, as you take a small, reed that was behind the bar, and you push it into the back, and are able to blow it up, basically blow it up from the reed on one end, and then push it out into the fire as you squeeze the bag, giving a mixture of both lantern oil and air to the fire, which causes it to stoke up surprisingly bright.
Guys, look, I invented bagpipes.
Basically. And soon the horseshoe is not glowing dull orange, it's like extremely orange, like red hot, white hot almost.
Do I still
And
have
that-
a bonus action?
Yes, sure. That was your
I don't
action to
suppose
do
I can
thing.
use that to look around for like a hammer or anything.
There is a fireplace poker and a set of fireplace tools right next to it. Pretty
Okay.
heavy stuff.
Alright. But yeah, that'll end my turn.
Alright. Goes to Alec Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Zara has been searching down here and has largely turned the place over. Searching as you are have managed to had the ink pot destroyed. Now you're dealing with the blacksmithy.
Can't find shit. This is not my forte.
It is getting easier and easier with every failed check, though, as basically more and more of it gets overturned.
I'll head down there and I'll give it a look.
Alright. At this point, we are, you can use a investigation, perception, or blacksmithing tools check.
31.
A good perception check, as you and Zara are sort of moving around, sort of slowly trying to look. Your eyes are drawn to what appears to be not the forge itself, but inside in the actual residence area, the place where the people live. You can see as you enter the room, it's been hastily, it looks like it's been slightly overturned, as it looks like the people here left in a hurry. You can see their clothes are scattered about, and it looks like they've, basically whenever this gigantic thing came to town, they grabbed what they could and understandably ran. However, your eyes are drawn to a small little plaque on the wall that has a single gold piece on it. It's a beautifully crafted plaque that has been oiled, and it's had wood lettering burnt into it that says "Our first gold piece."
Oh no. I think Nick is dead. Oh, no, he's not.
He's thinking about the ramifications of
He
destroying
just
these
didn't
poor
move at
blacksmithies,
all
like,
for 30
happiness.
seconds.
Everything you've
I think-
destroyed
I think
so far
Nick just
has
experienced brain death for half a minute.
everything
Aye,
you've
Mr.
destroyed so
Krabs'
far
first time.
has not been super value, but it has a lot of sentimental value and luck attributed.
Does it look like the gold piece can be popped out pretty easily?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just it's sitting on a placard, pretty just up there.
I'm gonna swap the gold pieces with one of mine,
They won't know any better.
and I'm gonna, if I can, I'm gonna throw this into the forge and just let it melt.
All right. Probably good. Like I said, the forge was still burning. And as you pass by Zar, you just toss it into the forge and it starts to glow. Anything else from Alec Cool?
Nope.
Well, it goes to Zara.
I use thaumaturgy to turn my eyes solid gold and go, Allah cool! You have destroyed the sacred coin! No. I mean, okay, I guess Nick has done the thing that I was trying to do.
Well, the gold has
So-
not. The gold piece is not completely melted yet. It's still heating up in the furnace.
Can I cast Sacred Flame on it?
Sure.
To, like, speed it up?
Sure. You seeing it sort of slowly. I mean, it can't make a DC check. It just fails. Seeing that it is slowly heating. Like I said, the forge was still on. It was still running. It was still burning, but it was cooling. It had dulled down to an orangish glow. You bring down a sacred flame, and that causes it to ignite brighter, and it slams into the coin, and almost immediately the coin just dissipates, melting away into molten gold that falls down in amongst the dark coals beneath it, as that takes care of that one.
I will, yeah. Okay.
As you
Cool.
head outside, you can see the Sky Weaver is 30 feet above you still, with ropes hanging down to the ground.
No, that's not what that was called initially.
I don't even know what it was called anymore.
So we reach these ropes.
It's called the Scissor Fister now.
Now we ended up settling on Skyweaver.
I'm gonna walk. I'm not riding on the Scissor Fister. I guess I'm gonna try and sprint over to Eckhart.
All right, you can take off running. I'm fine with that.
That's the end of my turn.
Feel the light of the moon.
What?
All right. Sure, you can take off sprinting roughly,
Sorry, no.
sort of heading in the direction of Eckhart. This is all kind of wishy-washy. I just need to know what direction you're basically going in.
Towards Eckhart.
It is gonna go to the massive golem.
Yeah, get me.
The town golem. Colin
The town
finally
golem.
getting-
As it sort of continues, now that you're not directly next to it, Eckhart, we're gonna see if it rolls to chase you or turns back to the town. You want evens or odds?
Oh god. Odds are ever in my favor.
So you're going for odds?
Yes.
Like what I hated.
Odds. Alright.
Excellent.
It continues moving towards you. And you, Zara, as you see Eckhart sprinting across the open ground, the massive statue turns, and with its footfall casts up huge plumes of sort of dirt and dust as it just begins steadily marching towards you, and you can't help but be filled with a little bit of fear as it's going to reach basically its arm down and it's actually going to instead of throwing splinters down at you, it's actually going to try to hit you with a slam attack.
I'm glad my armor class is super high.
Well, it's not hitting you; it's hitting Eckhart.
Armor class is super high.
That is going to be a 26 versus armor class against Eckhart.
You'd be surprised, but that's 10 better than what I have. Yeah, that's weird.
All right. You take 21 points of bludgeoning damage and 19 points of piercing damage.
Woo, okay.
Ow.
So that's 10 for the first one, because I'm raging, and then 9 for the second?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that still hurts.
And
That still hurts a lot.
it leaves a very large crater in the ground as it's now bringing its full force to bear at the annoying fly that has been bothering it for the past several minutes. But that's it for its turn. It goes to Klaus. You're now on a hippogriff, and these things are speedy.
Woo!
You can pretty easily get over the area, over the town itself, all the way to the statue if you wanted to.
Where's the airship right now? Is it up in the air?
It's up in the air all the way off over here where Alakul is. Unfortunately,
I
I can't.
that way and pass by.
Of course,
and
we've
be
lost the ability to ping until they update the module that lets you ping.
Rip.
It is a module, yep, that lets that ping happen. And since
Well, you
it's
can still see my hand, so I'm gonna be like, ping.
so you're heading
ping.
down there, yep,
Yeah.
basically down here.
Yep. And I'm gonna like be waving the glowing, scintillating 6-leaf clover. Like, guys, I found it. What do I do?
All right,
Throw
Zara
it to the fire.
and
Destroy-
Eckhart, to see all of a sudden in the night sky, Klaus aboard a hippogriff waving around a 6-leaf clover. He darts well out of the reach of the massive town golem, waving it and saying, "What do I do with this?"
Christ.
To which obviously Klaus, you hear them say, "Break it."
Fucking my god.
Into the fire and destroy it.
Yes. It's still the wall.
Oh. Okay.
You got the easiest one to destroy, pretty much. I mean, it's a clover.
Just roll it in the hand. It's gone.
Yep, it's a dried clover. All you have to do is take it in your hands and sort of like you're trying to grind up pinches of herbs or something. You're able to just grind it up. As that destroys that one. Alright. But that's gonna be all for you, Klaus, as you used all your movement and your action. Eckhart, you just got smacked pretty fucking hard.
Yeah. Alright. So, in size comparison, how big is this statue compared to this guy?
Compared to what guy?
Our big golem friend that's
The
chasing
statue's
after me?
about half size. It's only about maybe 12, 15 feet. It's not a big statue.
Okay, so he heals real quick. That's my only problem. Let me see here. 'Cause I am super, super low on spell slots. It's an action. That's unfortunate. We're gonna try it anyway. So as my action, I like to cast a jump on myself, Colin, and that's my last spell slot.
Good.
Okay. And that is an action, so however long it takes me to do this. Now, my goal is I'm gonna jump towards this guy's head, and I'm gonna yank him navel down onto the statue and try to break the astroclave with the statue impaling him. It's probably not gonna work, but I'm
Or
gonna try.
why not?
So wait, you're gonna try and fucking DDT the statue?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
Yeah.
I'm a big boy. I got advantage on strength, so we'll see.
All right.
Oh, this is an
It'll be
RKO.
an opposed athletics check, and you.
What?
I guess we'll just do a straight one roll because he has advantage as well.
I give him
No! Hello?
Well, he rolled a 4. He's got a plus 10, so he got a
Plus, like,
14.
Well, shit.
He has a plus 6 strength, and his proficiency is plus 4. Would you be surprised that
Okay.
the giant statue is proficient in athletics?
Okay. I'll just stay attached to his head since I
That
already
being
jumped
said-
up there.
Tiny man.
You don't manage to yank him down quite like you hope you would. You don't manage to impale the astrolabe itself. However, you do impale it on the statue, as it's able to twist to the side, and the astrolabe is missed. But at the very least, he is stuck on the statue right now. I'll give you that much, because it was a good idea.
Okay.
You missed the astrolabe, but he's incapacitated for his next turn. He has to free himself essentially.
Okay. That's it for me.
All right. Bam. All of a sudden, Klaus, you hear a voice that says, "Ah, fancy seeing you here!" As Klaus joins you on his hippogriff. He himself, did we ever know what class Siegfried is?
We didn't determine it, so I guess dealer's choice.
I mean,
The half-orc cleric of the Tempest.
he is not. No slag skips. He takes a crossbow out from his, a hand crossbow out from his belt, and he's going to, fire down at the golem that is sort of stuck on the statue. He has advantage. Well, that's a real bad roll. Even with the advantage, he misses. It says, "Scheiße!" Bad roll from Siegfried, but he's up here on his hippogriff with you. Goes to Reed.
All right.
The
Well, seeing
horseshoe is
things-
now hot. Burning hot.
I'm going to try to. I mean, I'm assuming that among all this, there might be like an axe or something, and I'm just going to try to cleave it in two.
Alright. Give me an attack roll.
Just a straight attack roll.
Yep.
I still get like proficiency, right, or whatever.
Yeah, it's just give me a standard attack. You cut off your own leg.
That would be with proficiency 9.
You cut off your own leg.
Oh damn.
You only had to hit a fucking 10. Wait, no. Go ahead and roll it with advantage. I mean, it's a fucking horseshoe. It's technically prone.
There we. It's like a 14 or 13.
Alright, you sort of yank it from the fire. While it's still white hot, you carefully line up. Lifting the axe over your head, you slam it down directly into the heart of the horseshoe, and it completely, due to its heating, how hot it is, it just completely splinters in half and destroys it. As the last of the light fades, there's an almost immediate effect. As the statue itself lets out a terrible shriek, its howl echoing off the nearby buildings, and it's sort of its swirling form slows down, and then it remains in place. As you see, there is no longer any wood or anything being drawn to it, and it slowly begins to shrink in size, now down from 25 feet, 20 feet.
Are we underneath it?
You're standing sort of around it, yes.
And parts are falling off, right?
It's not that parts are falling off him right now. It's just he's no longer sucking stuff into him, and he's slowly shrinking in size. But the pieces that are falling off are not massive, like timbers or anything like that. like little pieces of glass, rocks, and things like that.
I feel like the implication is large stuff is going to start falling, so Zara's going to politely sidestep away from the thing.
Well, you have the ability, but it's Alec Cool's turn.
Like you're not talking about it.
I head out and moved there, ish, I guess.
He wants to head out to the closer to the golem, I guess.
Yeah, I'm heading towards the golem.
Alright. You can see it is no longer a swirling vortex. It is now slowly beginning to shriek and completely impaled on a statue. I'll even let you just go ahead and move up to it if you want to, since this is not standard combat, essentially.
I guess I'll move out as close as everybody else, so we'll get to like there.
I like it. You rush into the fray, the good fellow that you are. Everybody loves a bug man, and the bug man loves you.
True.
Alright. I actually clicked on the right thing. Now it's your turn, Zara. It has slowly begun to shrunk, no longer sucking in all sorts of stuff into the void.
I mean, I'm gonna go away. Yeah,
Alright.
I am out of spell slots. There is not a lot I can do, so I'm gonna go back to the airship.
You've got cantrips, right?
God. Yes. I suppose.
So you cast Mending on him to heal him.
I don't have mending.
Well, you just ruined everything, because now he's gonna die instead of you healing him to become an impenetrable super golem.
I'll cast Thaumaturgy to send out a booming voice saying, "Thank you, town of insert name here. We have saved your village. That'll be 100 gold per household."
All except those poor assholes that died right there.
Well, per household. Those ones aren't standing. We're not getting paid for them. No, but legitimately, I got rituals. Nothing that's useful here.
The limit is your imagination.
I'm imagining that Zara needs to go to bed because she needs to be able to do shit. I'm gonna go see if Eckart's okay.
Eckart's taking a couple of bumps and bruises.
I'm good.
I will hold my action to cast Sacred Flame if the shrinking statue does anything particularly dangerous. That's about all I got.
Well, the Astrolabe statue, it goes to his turn. He shrinks another 5 feet. And he has to spend his entire turn extricating himself from the statue. That is it for him, as it goes to you, Klaus.
Can I see how beat up Eckhart is?
Probably it's pretty visible. Taking a couple of... He's not, like, dead, but he's taken quite a few bumps.
Okay, so I don't have to like rescue him.
I don't know. Does Eckhart need to be rescued?
I don't imagine him as a dainty princess.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, cool. We're gonna be fucking P-52 mode. I'm gonna fucking circle this statue. I'm gonna start firing psychic daggers at it.
Hell yeah.
Fuck that. I'm gonna do firebolt first. I'll use my bonus action for the other one.
Make it wish it were dead.
Fucking
Just like
cast
I
it.
wish I were dead.
Same.
So what's that? A 25 to hit the left one.
Yes, it's not
For
too hard to
14
hit.
damage. Alright, that's 14 damage, and then I will bonus 12 to hit.
I like it. Alright, a 12 to hit? That's pretty rough.
Probably not, yeah.
That's not quite enough.
Rip.
But it took some good
And it
damage.
went to the trouble of rolling max damage on it, so it taunts me. Love it.
How much damage did you do?
Wait, what? Oh. For some reason it rolled damage with it, and it said it would have done max damage if I had hit it. It just taunts me. Still got a max damage fireball on it someday.
You said you hit it with the firebolt, yeah? So it
Yep.
slams
Some-
into it. It actually deals extra damage to it. As you can see, it burns a bunch of the stuff away. And it is unable to recover from it because it is no longer having stuff sucked into it. It goes to Eckhart.
I'm just moving around. I'm a kneecap him. I'm a recklessly kneecap him. 23
That'll
to
hit.
13 damage for the first hit. Second hit, 26 to hit and 15 damage. And surprisingly, as a melee-based character for the most part, that is my turn.
Alright.
Damn.
Now, removed from its ability to suck more stuff into it, you begin knocking pieces of it out, and no longer are they sucked inwards. Instead, they're completely cast to the side as the statue continues to shrink and suffer. From Eckhart, it's going to go to Siegfried, who reaches into a small. He basically reaches inside his cloak, and he grabs what appears to be a vial of some sort of greenish liquid that he just tosses down onto the top of the statue. Statue fails. It slams right onto the back of it, and it begins. The greenish liquid, the container it's in, breaks, scattering this greenish liquid all across the statue as it begins to bubble and burn through it. As he takes 6, not a lot, but Siegfried's there helping. Lowers its armor class for you. It goes to Reed.
Alright. Well, now that the horseshoe's finally taken care of, Reed's gonna head outside, and seeing this and the destruction over here, he's actually gonna start heading in this direction to help look for any survivors.
Alright. You can see that the building is collapsed and people are trying their best to move beams and sort of shingles and tiles to the side, as there's some assortment of 20 young men and women all just doing their best to claw through the ruins of these buildings that were smashed. You can hear from beneath it people crying out in pain and fear. You even hear the faint cry of what sounds like some sort of animal whimpering.
Alright. Well, sorry for the animal, but I'm gonna be going for the people crying first.
The dog's gonna hunt you down.
The internet's gonna hunt you down.
And actually, I'd like to use the, speaking of the dogs, I'd like to use the Onyx dog to help search for the people that are...
Nice. You reach out into and pull out the Onyx dog, which most people forgot that you had. And it immediately, as you sort of
I
set,
think Lou forgot he had.
you set it
until
down, and
literally
almost
Dom
immediately
mentioned
it grows to dog size, the size of a mastiff. Technically, it's large enough for you to ride if you wanted to ride it. But it is a massive dog that begins almost immediately. It it's like snaps its attention to you, awaiting your commands.
Look for the people underneath the rubble.
It
Go,
turns
go.
and does so immediately. Its nose down to the ground as you can hear it huffing and snorting. And within seconds, it comes to a small area and it begins sort of digging at it.
Reed will call. Well, I don't know how many actions I've actually.
Since you're not in combat with the thing, I'm a lot looser with it.
Okay. Reed will call out to the other people that I've got people under here.
3 other
And
men
start
join you. If you want to start, would you
digging and.
Would you like? I'm gonna allow an athletics check to dig or an acrobatics check to squeeze into the area, because there is a small hole here where the dog has begun to dig.
Okay, in that case, well, acrobatics is definitely better for me. 18.
All right. Well, while the the people gather around and start sort of trying to lift up the slab, you are able to slither sort of into the hole that has been created and find yourself in a small, it's not like a cavern, but it's an area of clear debris where you can see someone is trapped underneath it, covered in dust, their eyes streaked with tears. You can just barely make them out in the dim light that is sort of coming down through the opening that they've begun to open up. This person is panicking. You can hear the snorts of the dog, the onyx dog above you, and the sounds of the people as you can see this man clearly has a broken leg. There's no medicine check needed for this, and it's pretty bad. And he's sort of trying to struggle away, and he's panicked.
Well, Reed will just reach out and say reassuringly, "It's all right. We're gonna get you out of here. We're already getting rid of the debris. Just hold on."
For death.
As soon as you touch him, he dies.
Murderer!
Reed Underbow learns power word.
His family is
The-
there.
the
They see
metal
you
beam
do it.
Shifts.
All
The
right.
metal beam shifts.
Go
the
ahead.
heart drops on his head.
Give me a persuasion check. No, you know what? I'd say this is with disadvantage, if anything.
Oh, well, that's a 5 then.
You do
Oh.
little to quell.
And the other one was a crit.
You do little to quell his fears, as he continues hyperventilating. But that's it for. I think that's enough for Reed.
All right. Yeah.
It goes to Alec Cool. Now you're in combat, so it does follow the standard action stuff.
Okay.
It has shrunk down significantly, and it's no longer recovering from the attacks that are being dealt with it.
Nighttime.
I'm assuming there's like
It's nighttime.
It is night, yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it simple for now. I'm gonna use infestation and try and have the bugs eat at the woods.
That's fair. What's infestation? A constitution save, dexterity save?
Constitution.
They're pretty good at
What is the
constitution saves.
Of wood.
I got an 18
That's
plus
high
6.
enough, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a DC 16.
Unfortunately, the the infestation flows from your hands, but it finds little purchase on sort of within its the form of the golem, because it's got a large portion of glass, and unfortunately the glass just kind of chops up the bugs. So
One of these days I'll hit with infestation at all.
it would have done double damage if you would hit him.
I literally have tried to use infestation like as much as I possibly could reasonably, and haven't hit with it one time.
This damn constitution, it's so high.
Is infestation the new heat metal?
No, I have heat metal.
Alright. If there's nothing
course.
else from Alec Cool, it goes to Zara.
Just to confirm, I understand that there's people. Are they in the golem?
No, there's nobody.
They're in
The
in
people that Reed is dealing with is often this down here where the X is, where it was collapsed.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. Can I run over there and try and help Reed?
Yeah, sure.
You were thinking that he was a realistic transformer.
I thought we were
People
slowly
from the
crushing
inside.
these people to death, and I was like, Jesus Christ, Colin.
No, all the people are where in the collapsed buildings. You can see, you don't as you approach the buildings, you don't see Reed, but you can see there is a gathering of people trying to lift up a large. It looks like a collapsed wall. There is a glittering onyx dog that is sort of hurriedly trying to dig at the base of the wall, and you can see there is a small opening as one man who seems to have taken the lead says, "Everybody lift together now!" What would you like to do?
Zara's pretty thin. Is there a way I can get into the building to see if I can like help get people and rally them inside?
Sure. Much like Reed, you can try to squeeze through a hole, which is an acrobatics check.
Okay. I also have earth walk, so I can move through earth and stone.
Sure, if you want, you can just earth walk. I'll allow it.
It just gets rid of difficult terrain, basically.
I'll give you advantage to climb through it.
14.
Alright, you find a small hole to squeeze through, in a nearby collapsed wall. And you can see, you get caught on your hips for just a moment before you sort of twist in the side and suck in your gut, and you pop right in. There is an area, you're surprised to find that it actually looks like a small, like, storage cupboard of some sort that is largely intact. It looks like the building collapsed all around it. And you can see there is a woman and a small child that are huddled in there. Surprisingly enough, it looks like there is like a mop that is holding up a large beam that looks like it might have collapsed if it hadn't been for this mop that caught it. But things are precarious. One bump of the mop could bring the beam down and could bring the whole building, or this whole storage closet down. And it is between you and the woman and child.
Okay. I'll introduce myself. I'll say hi. We're gonna do our best to get you out of here, but for right now, I need you both to stay very still.
Alright, roll a persuasion check.
That's an 18.
It seems like something you'd be good at. The older woman sort of nods her head and says, "We'll do anything you ask. Please, just get us out of here. Just get her out of here," as she sort of motions to her child. And since you're no longer in combat, I'm letting you do basically scenes.
Alright, one second, my kid's asking a question.
Right.
Okay. I can't do that to other people, just myself. Okay. Sorry, I had to get up. Is Reed also inside the building?
He's in a different part of the building. He's not with you.
Okay.
He crawled into a different area.
Okay. I'm going to invoke duplicity to have my duplicate sit with the woman and child and try to comfort them. And while she's doing that, I'm gonna try and communicate to the guy outside and ask what I can do from inside.
He says, if you can, he says, keep him calm. If you can find another way to brace the beam, that'll be good. If you can manage to get him around whatever's bracing it, that'll be fine too. We can help from there.
I have no spells.
You can do anything. Think of something. You can even look at your skills and see what am I good at, and try to think of a way that you can
good at talking to people.
convince them that it's okay to slide around the broomstick. You know?
True. Okay.
It is fear that's keeping them in place.
What? You said the broomstick that's holding up this room is...
It's between you, but there's some clearance. They can try to squeeze around it.
Okay. What is the floor stone?
The floor looks like it's stone. It looks like it was a basement of some sort that all this collapsed down into.
Yeah, I have a silly idea. It would technically take 10 minutes, but I'll let you decide that.
Silly ideas work. That's what I'm going for.
So
We're testing your imagination right now.
I have no spell slots, but can I cast Meld into Stone as a ritual? And hold, because it says it takes me and my equipment. Can I hold that broom and meld into stone with the floor?
Absolutely.
And I'll have my duplicate tell them that I'm gonna disappear for a moment and to usher them around, I guess, me. I don't know. Connor has no imagination as to what this would physically look like.
You reach out and you grab the haft of the broom, and as soon as you touch it, you almost feel a little bit of fear as you realize this broomstick, it's a stout broom, but it's bending and warping beneath the weight of the stone above it. But even so, you hold it sternly, stoutly in place as you close your eyes, slowly melding with the earth. And slowly the bottom of the broom sinks into the ground, slightly. Enough to anchor it and strengthen it so it's not going to have its bottom kicked out from underneath it. As you look up, you can see the wall on top was made of plaster and stone, as you're able to meld that in place as well, and soon it's not the world's most structurally sound beam, but it's sound enough and sturdy enough that they are able to slide past it without having to risk knocking the broom out. Soon, you see they clamber to the hole that you yourself came through, and a half-dozen pairs of hands reach down, grabbing the girl that the mother lifts up into the dull torchlight above, as she is yanked out, and soon the mother follows. You have managed to save this young girl and her mother with the power of your imagination.
Right now I'm stuck in here.
I mean, you can crawl out the exact same way.
Okay, well then I will attempt to exit, or I can wait if that needs to happen next round.
We're doing vignettes for you because you're not in combat.
Then I will attempt to get out of the same hole.
Alright, much the same, you find yourself trying to squeeze through the hole once again. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check with advantage, because much like the mother and daughter, a half-dozen pairs of hands grab you and start pulling you through the hole, as you can hear behind you this terrible snap of the broomstick as it finally gives way.
1.
The room rumbles. The ruins begin to shake, and you can hear the room behind you collapse with a terrible crash, and you can feel the pressure on your legs and feet as all of a sudden you are yanked forth. You manage to twist squeeze out with the help of the people pulling you out just as the room behind you collapses. There you go.
Lived.
You lived. That is
Shame.
it for the vignette. It goes to Astrolabe's statue. Astrolabe's statue is finally going to employ its mechanics.
Woo!
It uses its stellar alignment bonus action to transform from the Withered Champion to a different constellation. You can see it begins to warp and change from that of a man to what appears to be a four-legged, winged serpent of some sort. And you're not quite sure what that is.
Was that four-legged and four-winged?
It's four-legged and two. It's got its wings, so it's 4 legs, 2 wings. And you can potentially identify what he transformed in. But he is going to once again make a slam attack. Actually, it's going to try to stand up on its hind legs. It's going to make a chomp at your hippogriff, Klaus.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It does have disadvantage on this, so...
Call gave us hippogriffs only to kill them. We will
Huh?
brutalize you.
It manages to catch the foot of the hippogriff and just open a little bit of a wound, but not enough to do much. It just manages to slow it down. Did not roll super well. It rolled well enough to hit a hippogriff, but it just managed to catch his foot. However, it is transformed. It goes to you, Klaus.
You piece of shit, you'll pay for that.
These are hippogriffs.
I'm gonna firebolt it. Worked the first time. 24 to hit for 6
It does
damage.
manage to slam into him as it hits the back of the terrible, basically, town golem dragon.
It's only a matter of time until we fight a golem.
It does manage to hit, though.
And I'm gonna try and, I guess, surround him. And hit with a bonus action. Nope. I don't think I can hit him right
Not quite.
now. I don't think I have advantage right now. Since he's
It's a little
big
bit more
like that,
complicated than
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
that.
yeah. So I missed.
Eckhart, it is
What is that?
transformed into something.
Ooh.
It has changed its form from the Withered Champion to something else.
Okay, now it's 15 feet. Is it large or huge?
Technically, it would still be at least huge.
Alright, I can't grapple it. That's unfortunate.
Not with that attitude.
Well,
You can
now,
hug it.
According to rules, Connor, you can't.
Go ahead and tell
I'm-
you, Debbie Crawford doesn't give a shit about the rules.
Yeah. Let me look at cantrips real quick, yeah. Yeah, not having spell slots is a time.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I'm still a barbarian, so that works. Reckless attack. Natural 20. That's a lot of damage.
Do the damage.
Do the damage. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 for the first hit.
Right.
Jesus. Because it doesn't add my rage damage for whatever reason, as we've established.
Right.
I got a 1 and a 20. Jesus Christ.
It does manage to
Reckless.
shrink down another 5 feet. That attack.
Great. I hit him again. 18. for the second one.
18 just manages to hit.
Alright, and 9 damage for the second one. Yup, and that was reckless, so he's got advantage if he attacks me. And yeah, that's it.
We go to Siegfried. Siegfried, seeing the commotion over here, is going to actually go and help out with the recovery.
I like how Foundry calculates brutal critical, but it doesn't calculate the rage bonus damage.
There's a way I can do it, but I don't care enough to do it.
Yeah, it's fine. I can just add 3. I just think it's funny that it knows to do brutal critical.
He is going to swoop down, and seeing where where people are trying to help Reed get out, he is going to help as well. So it goes to you, Reed. You can see people are trying to dig out to you, and you can actually see Siegfried is helping as well. This man that is stuck down here is pretty significantly injured. You can make a medicine check to stabilize him in such a way that he can move better, or you can try to motivate him in a way to get out. Either way, you have advantage because Siegfried is helping you.
Okay. Well, I think the first thing is to calm him down so that way he doesn't hurt himself more. So I'm just going to talk to him and say, you know, I'm going to need you to calm down. We're going to get you out of this. Think about what you're going to do afterwards. We've got plenty of people coming to help you.
Lucan, for having never spoken to a woman.
Roll a persuasion. You have advantage, and it's easier than your last persuasion roll because he's starting to calm down.
I hear Reed.
You can hear him talking now. Since you're up.
15.
He's sort of. You're right. You're right. I'm okay. I'm not dead yet. As you can see, even though he still has a panic in his eye, he starts taking deep breaths and calming himself down.
Alright. So, now, I mean, is this just, you know, so it's like a room, right? We're not.
You're not
or
even.
are we, like...
You're not even in a room. You're actually in a. It's basically like an air pocket of a collapsed building.
Okay. That's fine. Shit. Alright, can I still do the medicine check?
Yeah.
To take a look at his...
Yeah.
Okay.
This is vignettes because you're out of combat.
Go ahead and...
All it says for the 30th time. Colin, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking
Or is that still with, advantage?
Samuel Adams Beach Session IPA. It's advantage because, like I said, this is vignettes, so Siegfried is helping you throughout your whole vignette.
Okay, well, it won't matter. It's an 11 to try to stabilize his leg.
Enough that you could probably move him, but it's gonna hurt pretty fucking bad. That being said, and this whole time, it seems that Siegfried has a very significant understanding of the human circulatory system as well as human injury, as he says, no, you want to splint it? Wrap it up, as he sort of throws some, takes a couple of pieces of gauze and hands them down to you. Splint it, wrap it up, it just has to be stable enough to pull him out of the holes and we can get to someone who knows how to heal him to him.
Alright, in that case, am I able to give it a second try?
You are, the 11 is a pass, so...
Or... okay.
The 11's good enough. It's not the most bang up incredible job, but it's stable enough that you're able to at least yank him out of the hole.
Alright, so I'm just gonna talk to the person again. Alright, we're gonna try to move you. Okay? Just keep calm. We're gonna get the rope down. And I'm...
Okay. You can see people, as you sort of stabilize him, people are able to throw a rope down to you. And as a half dozen men lift up on the area you crawled into and open up the hole, you attach the rope to him as he holds on tight. And despite the pain in him that clearly crosses his face as his leg bangs around a little bit, he is able to be pulled free from the hole. As you are able to pretty quickly follow. Give me an acrobatics check with advantage.
Wait, why did that...
Alright.
I don't know why it rolled... Okay, it was a 14.
It's good enough to climb out. You get stuck a little bit along the way and have to pause for a moment, but Siegfried sort of grabs you by your arm and hoists you out with surprising strength, as if you weigh nothing. And sort of sets you down and pats you off and says, "Good fuck."
There's more to be done, but thank you. And Reed is just going to continue to look to see if there are any other survivors.
Alright.
Call out to the
will
dog
be,
and
that will be another vignette. It goes to Alec Cool. The statue's getting pretty beat up, actually. However, his transformed. It is no longer the Withered Champion. It is something else. Some other constellation.
Would it be a full action to figure out what constellation it is?
It is
or
a bonus action. You can determine it with a nature check, survival check, a cartographer's tool check, or a navigator's tool check. Or a history or an arcana check, but the DC changes depending on which one you use.
Well...
But it is a simple bonus action.
I'll do cartographer's tool, so d20 plus 4. 17.
Right. You look at him, and you look at the astrolabe in him, and realize that he has taken on the constellation called the Dragon King. It is legendarily, it was a dragon that sat upon his hoard of gold, and though he didn't move, he lashed out at anyone close to him. In case you haven't figured out, depending on what constellation he's in, he gets different abilities.
Yep. I guess as a free action, I use the headset and also, like, yell, move away from him. He can't, this one shouldn't be able to move, back away, attack from ranged. And then I will, as my action.
I look back and I'm like, attack from ranged, and then I get fucking obliterated.
Yeah. I mean, it's true, Eckhart's kind of right there.
Attack from range
Is there any metal on it?
Sure, there's probably metal pieces and stuff in it.
I will use heat metal on some of those pieces.
Sure, why not? Metal pieces are swirling around it, probably nails and things like that. I mean, the astrolabe has metal on it, so...
Didn't it restore my spell slots?
But, I'll let you figure that out. I gotta go pee real fast. Alright!
Also, I don't know why Foundry says I don't have 3rd level spell slots, but I do.
It might be, like I said, it might be because Foundry literally just updated. Like, and I'm not talking like going from 0.79, it went to a whole different, like a whole new thing. And I had to update it, so everything has to kind of get worked out.
I'm just gonna keep track. I intended to cast it at 3rd level, so I'm keeping track of it on my actual character sheet on D&D Beyond.
Maybe I will try. It's on your. Let me. Just gonna go ahead and try to re-import your D&D Beyond sheet. It'll probably fuck up whatever spells you use, but we'll see if it will fix it that way. However, we'll have to fix your initiative because it'll be at a -1 again. It's showing 2 out of 3 3rd level spells, although it doesn't show the actual 3rd level spells that you have. It does show the slots.
I don't have any 3rd level spells.
It does show the spell slots though.
That is fine, yeah. And I've used 1 3rd level spell slot. I did long rest on D&D Beyond.
And I will fix your initiative. If I forget to fix your initiative, remember to do it, because you have owner over the sheet, so you can just click the modifier and do it, but it should be fine now. Okay. The
My
heat
armor
metal,
class is also wrong.
unfortunately...
Yeah, my armor class 1 update.
That's weird.
You should be able to. I just can. I can just edit it.
You
through
have
the character sheet.
you are owner of the character sheet, so you can just click on it and change it, essentially.
Yeah, it's weird. I change it, and then when I come back to the character sheet, it's wrong again. So I'll figure it out.
I probably should re-import everyone's sheets. But it goes. Unfortunately, didn't work out for Alec Cool apparently with his heat metal. That's
I
okay.
just tell people to fucking get away from the thing.
But he does give you the
That does
warning.
count.
It has taken on the form of the Dragon King for his stellar alignment. Something that has no movement but an incredibly powerful AoE damage. That's not very good for Eckhart, who is not going to get to go before him.
Yeah.
But it goes to Zara.
Yeah, same goes to me.
I'm saying Connor's not here, so.
Klaus, I thought you were above him flying on a hippogriff, so...
Oh no, yeah, you're right. I
All
thought the
around.
AoE was like a fucking cloud shit.
Nope.
Not like a slam.
It's been an honor serving with you boys.
Alright, Zara. It looks
Connor's dead.
Alright. If Connor is not here, he gets delayed. It's gonna go to the Astrolabe statue, who is all of a sudden in the form of the Dragon King. Terrible heat begins to basically pour off him. The air actually seems to scintillate and change as if looking through a mirage as tendrils of shadow burst forth. Luckily, I'm pretty sure the only person in range would be Eckhart because you were hitting him.
Yeah.
Klaus, you were shooting down at him with Firebolt, right? So you're not in range because it's only got a 20-foot range. It's extremely close. That being said, Eckhart, make a dexterity saving throw. Oh boy, this is
Yeah.
one to pass.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's pretty good for me. 17, baby.
It is not high enough.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was
At least
gonna
my
say,
totem
That's
will-
an 18. This is 18 plus at least.
At least my totem
You take-
will survive.
24 points of fire damage
Yep.
and 19 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, spicy. Alright, now I'm hurt, boys.
As the tendrils burst forth, absolutely searing into your flesh. Not only that, he is going to use his bonus action to change his stellar alignment once again. He transforms from the form of dragon into what appears to be another humanoid, this time not the withered champion. The astrolabe shows glitters, and he takes the form of what appears to be a woman that is thin, and you can see it almost looks like she has robes all about her. As it goes from the astrolabe to Klaus. You just saw Eckhart get fucked up.
Oh, Connor came
Yeah.
back. No.
I'm gonna swoop in.
Alright,
and
alright,
grab
well-
his ass.
Since Connor apparently came back, we'll let Zara go.
Okay.
Had to go get the
Instead of just taking the dodge action. Zara, you got delayed till the end of the round, but you just saw Eckhart get fucked up really bad. It turns out the mechanic of the particular thing is that it takes the shape of different constellations, and the Dragon King did 12d6 damage worth of damage to Eckhart.
real fascinating. I sure wish I had spell slots so I could help him.
Well, you have cantrips, you have your imagination. Also, you're not in combat right now, so you're in vignettes, helping around town, deal with fires, saving people, that stuff.
I can cast Funeral right on him.
But Zara, things here have started to die down. It looks like people, for the most part, people have been saved, but a fire is beginning to rage. As obviously, you know, fires were kicked aside and cooking fires,
Yeah.
heating fires, and now throughout the tents, fires are beginning to burn. So that for the vignette people, the saving people, that is the next task. It's dealing with fires that are spreading.
Can I cast Thaumaturgy and, like, basically put out an APB and, like, hey guys, there's fires throughout the town. Like, everybody calmly exit exit your building, get the things that you have to have, and everybody start heading towards the wells.
Yes, you can do that. You use thaumaturgy. Go ahead and give a persuasion roll with advantage.
24.
Alright, you can see almost immediately people begin rallying to that. Heading to the nearest water sources, grabbing water to douse fires as best as they can, so you have successfully gotten them on the fires. See, that's kind of what it's about. There's a big scene going on, it's not just fighting the monster.
No, I got you.
Goes to
I can't help Eckhart.
It goes to Klaus. I mean, Eckhart's got people there to help him. Goes to Klaus.
Yep. I seen Eckhart eat absolute shit.
I will say
Whoa.
this. He has transformed into another statue. He's transformed into another constellation. You don't know what this constellation is yet.
This is probably the one that is really good at opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna swoop in and grab him. I don't know if it's the hippogriff grabbing one of his talons or just let him hop on or what.
I'll let Eckhart make an acrobatics check I'll even allow an athletics check to climb onto the back of the hippogriff as Klaus swoops down.
A natural 20
You
and a
managed
1
to leap
with
onto
advantage.
onto its back without the hippogriff barely having to slow down.
Nice.
Awesome. I'm gonna try and fly away.
It makes no swing at you. It doesn't even move.
Oh, that's a little disconcerting, actually.
It's gonna cast
No, I don't know
fucking
what it does.
fireball at you in the air.
Oh, Jesus. Fucking anti-air. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's Iron Dome mode.
Alright, but you did
Great.
manage to swoop down, grab Eckhart, and pull him away. And I imagine it goes to Eckhart then. You're now soaring away. Strange enough, the statue did not try to attack you as you flew away.
So with all the beating it's taking, can I see this astrolabe? yet?
Yes,
Is
the
it like
astrolabe
this?
is far more revealed, and you can see it is shining different stars from the Withered Champion now. Although to determine what it's shining, it will be the same checks that you are required of Alec Cool. Either a nature, survival, cartographer's, or navigator's tools, for a certain
Okay.
DC, or a history or arcana check for a different DC. There's two different
is that-
DCs depending on which checks you use.
Is that a free action or not?
That is a bonus action. Yes, it's
Okay.
a bonus action.
I'll take the bonus action. A 10.
You don't know, unfortunately. So
Fair.
for a survival, it's just not quite enough.
That's
Ooh,
fair, fair.
a lot of 20s today, Tom.
Say what?
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, like, half of them don't count, but he's rolling a lot of 20s.
Yeah.
I know how to hack the system.
Unfortunately, and like I said, since we don't have the old module, so that's why this one looks like that. That's why the rolls look like this now, because the module that we had previously
kinda
is
like it.
outdated.
It
I
looks
kind of like
nice.
this one too, as long as the first one is the one you take when you don't have advantage or disadvantage, essentially.
Okay.
Okay.
I assume I'm well out of melee range since he pulled me away, huh?
Oh yeah, they are super fast,
Uh-huh.
boy. The Griffin is super fast.
Okay,
Can I-
well,
Can I make a suggestion? Since he's right on the back.
go for it.
How good's your aim with that tree branch of yours?
Oh, I point to the javelins that I have and like, we don't need to get rid of it yet. Unless for some reason throwing the rock slide totem would do more damage, Con.
I'm gonna point towards the asteroid.
If you're willing to throw the totem down and hit the ground, I'll let you cast Earth Tremor. Or the special ability that the totem grants, as long as it hits the ground next to it.
Yes.
That's fair.
But it will be away from you on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take a gamble. We'll do that. I'll just lob the totem down his feet and see if it fucking knocks him on its ass. Or knocks him back.
Hell yeah.
Constitution saving throw.
They're good at this, unfortunately. Something they're
Yeah.
very good at.
Damn it.
16 plus 5,
A lot.
21.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Constitution, Strength, that's really its strong suits. Charisma, fucking terrible. Anybody got a Charisma save? It's got -5 on those.
Well, you see, it takes 3 points.
Hey, every little bit counts, because it doesn't have a ton of it. It doesn't have a ton of hit points left.
And I would imagine it was. Yeah, it's an action. I would say probably just lob it down there, right?
Yeah, it's the same as casting the spell, essentially.
Okay. So I don't have my second action attack, right? Because that's a special property thing.
That is a special property. It's-
Okay, that's fair.
however, it is now the totem is down on the ground, away from.
That's fine.
It is gonna
Now
go.
I'll be the totem bearer.
It is gonna
Okay.
go to Siegfried.
And my axe.
And my horses.
You know what? Siegfried climbs on the back of the hippogriff, and he said, he motions for you to grab what appears to be a very large bucket of water. He says, "Grab it, come on!" As he reaches over and yanks you up onto the back of the hippogriff with the massive bucket of water. Start dousing fires. Why?
Like me?
Because yes, he yanks you up on the back of a hippogriff.
Well, oh no, he's gonna
Doing what?
he's gonna cheat on Klaus with Reed.
Like I said,
This
don't
wasn't in the brochure.
read. All the people in this place have been saved. There's no sat cries calling out.
Okay.
The Onyx dog is not sort of pointing anything. That's why he's kind of pulling you on board. Now you're dealing with fires that are spreading throughout the camps, and so he's lifting you up to. So you now have the. He's basically doing that so you have access to one, water, and also the flight speed of a hippogriff on your turn, and it goes immediately to your turn.
All right, let's go. Let's take care of these fires.
All right. Like I said, since you can count Siegfried and the Hippogriff as basically part of your own unit, as you're able to soar into the air. Siegfried is got surprisingly high strength for someone that you would think he's a twink vampire. You'd think he'd be weak.
Someone as light as him.
Yes, you'd think he'd be unable to lift a massive bucket of water, but he carries it surprisingly easily. Disturbingly easily. I imagine Reed has not caught on to his vampire form yet, but that is certainly a hint to it, as he hoists this water around to help you out, Reed. You can see Zara is dictating people to move to tent and sort of smother and douse fires, moving from well to well. However, the fires are still spreading pretty roughshod, although they've been slowed down thanks to Zara.
All right.
Just a sexy neighborhood firefighter lady.
Stupid, sexy
me.
firefighters.
I mean, what else is there to say except I'll go and I'll start dousing the fires.
All right, this is a. You should be good at this because it's a dexterity attack. So it's basically an attack roll. Add your dexterity. Don't add your proficiency, but the DC or the number you're aiming for is quite lower because you're not aiming for a.
Okay, so I just add
Attack
my
roll.
dexterity, nothing else.
Yeah, D20 plus your dexterity.
There we go. That was a crit.
You manage to, you sort of tug at Siegfried's back as he spins the hippogriff in place, and you can see there is a line of tents in a straight line. As you sort of turn Siegfried and the hippogriff to soar over these tents, you tip the bucket out, and you douse a half dozen tents with a massive bucket of water. As you crit it, and almost single-handedly turn around the spreading of the fire as you get ahead of it, actually, and manage to contain it. So as with Zara's direction and your extremely good firefighter drop, you manage to basically end the fire threat.
Just water bomb it.
Yes.
All right.
You ever seen how they do that shit in Australia? It's awesome.
It goes to Alec Cool.
Alec Cool is going to attempt to the heated metal again.
The heated metal.
Oh, gonna let me roll with the 3rd level slot.
The heated metal. What is it? Constitution saving throw, attack roll.
I don't remember.
I can't even look it up anymore because my
Creature with physical contact with the object. No, it just does it. It's just
so it glows.
So if they're wearing it, they take the damage. The creature must succeed a con save or drop the object.
I would say it's in and amongst it. I can't really drop it, so it just starts heating up. So like I said, it can't technically drop it, so it just is taking damage. Oh shit. Down Periscope is on. I remember that movie. What the fuck?
Jesus.
Kelsey Grammer. It's a real douchebag, but would you like
I would also, I want to actually try and identify this constellation,
right.
which is still the D20 for me +4. So 15.
15. It has taken on the constellation of the Healer, a pacifist that once fought on a battlefield to heal others.
I pass that info along. Like, this is the constellation of the Healer. I don't really know what that means for us, though.
I'll give you a bonus because you've rolled pretty well. At this point, the astrolabe has been revealed enough from it being damaged. Theoretically, you think you could get to it to manipulate the astrolabe, and you do see every time it changes, the astrolabe glows what constellation is glowing.
Okay.
You could
I'll use
theoretically
my movement to try and get to the astrolabe then.
Okay. So you move up to it. So theoretically, the astrolabe can be manipulated now because it's less than half health, so the astrolabe is revealed. You can work on it.
The puppy is trying to eat my office chair.
That being said, it takes damage from the heat metal.
Yeah, it takes 15 damage.
Pretty good.
And then, is it my turn or its turn?
It's Zara's turn because you heat metal.
No. I mean the damage.
I think it's
each of my turns. That's what I thought.
No, I imagine it's starts on this turn because it can't drop it. Goes to Zara.
So you use your bonus action to do the damage.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't remember. It's been a while since I've actually used it.
Fires are taken care of.
Fires with a very good roll from Siegfried and Reed are taken care of, and it looks like things are mostly in check. The fires have been about out. The people that can be saved are saved. All that's left now is dealing with the statue, which still stands and fights Alec Cool, Eckhart, and Klaus.
Mr. Statue Man, please.
It's a
leave.
woman.
Is it a woman now?
It's currently a woman now. It is taking the form of the Healer. It can't attack, but it will heal itself for a significant amount of points unless you manipulate the astrolabe. Kind of giving a lot away here.
And I do mention the astrolabe can be moved.
Yes, since it's below a half health, it has lost its shielding on the astrolabe.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Deep nudging.
I mean,
It's a boss fight. It does have mechanics.
You can just tweak it to basically anything but this one. Because I'm assuming you're the only other person close right now, right?
Technically, I was over like at the ruined house, but I know Colin's being pretty generous. With
We're being very generous with the distance because we're going from vignette to combat in the center.
And I'm sorry, I understand that it's an astrolabe golem. Where is the astrolabe itself?
It is currently around its navel, probably about 5 to 10, maybe 5 to 7 feet off the ground, maybe a little bit higher. But it no longer has the swirling shielding around it. You can actually see it exposed. Alec Cool has identified that it has taken on the constellation of the Healer, which was a pacifist that worked on a battlefield. And it saw whenever it had the chance to make an opportunity attack, it did not make it.
That's interesting.
It will not attack right now, but it will heal itself a lot.
Try and climb the thing.
You can move to the astrolabe and try to deactivate it.
Is that an athletics check?
No, you just go up to it and manipulate it. It's not more complicated than you just making a check on the astrolabe.
Alright, what's the check?
Alright. Let's see. Asteroid it is going to need for a lower the DC of the check changes depending on what skill you use. The low check is Navigator's Tools or Cartographer's Tools. Higher check is Nature, or History, and the highest check is an Arcana check. Or you can attack it directly. If the astrolabe takes a certain amount of damage, it will deactivate.
We go ahead and state that I have a 0 in every single one of those things you just described.
Well, this has been a big Alec Cole thing, so there's a reason why it's sort of focused on him.
I mean, can I see Alakul?
Yes, you're both now pretty close.
Can I describe what I'm seeing to him and try and work it by proxy?
I'll allow it.
What do you want me to roll?
The same check, but you'll have advantage.
I'll do, I guess, the nature.
Do I know of a constellation off the top of my head as Alakul? Do I know of one that he can try and
hang on, what if I turn it? It's an astrolabe, right? So there's stars on it.
Yes.
Mhm.
What if I turn it to empty space?
Well, the way you succeed. So the way it works is it deactivates it for a turn. So you don't have to worry about switching to something else. It just makes it so it does not work. So it does not get the benefit of being able to heal the shit out of itself, essentially.
Zara is screaming the entire time.
But it also removes its disadvantage, so it can attack, but it can't heal itself. But trust me, you'd rather have it make the attack than heal for the amount that it can heal. Alright, but you do successfully deactivate it for a turn as the the astrolabe sort of changes and sort of dulls, and you can actually see that causes her to shrink 5 feet. She is now no longer a towering, humongous beast. She's only 15 feet tall now. In fact, she'd probably be, well, I'm not gonna shrink down to 5, you get the idea, but she's shrunk. She is no longer that formidable of a foe, but it does go to her turn. After Zara, unless Zara wants to do something else.
Oh, that's it for me.
So you have successfully deactivated it. It is in its base form. It is going to make a one slam attack against Zara, because you would have had to you have to touch the astrolabe to deactivate it. So it's going to make a slam attack against you. It's going to be a 24 versus armor class.
I believe that doesn't hit.
It does not hit.
No, absolutely hits.
Or did
I
that?
have like 12 AC.
That means you don't take 20 points of bludgeoning damage. And it's going to turn and make a slam attack against Eckhart. Be a 22 versus armor class.
He's still on back of my hippogriff.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're flying around. I meant to move you away with Klaus. You know what that means? Gonna be 2 attacks against Zara.
Oh,
It's gonna be a 22 versus armor class against Zara.
that will also hit
Or 23 points of damage.
at 30 HP.
But that's all. Oh, and it will use its bonus alignment to. Gonna ignite once again the Astrolabe. This time you don't have to roll because it takes the form of one you've seen before, the Withered Champion. The Withered Champion is by far the least dangerous of them, actually. It only crits on a 19 or 20. That goes to you, Klaus. It's beat up. The Astrolabe statue does not have a lot of hit points left. It's on its last legs, essentially, but Zara is also beat up. Eckhart is beat up. You're soaring around on the back of a hippogriff. You can see Reed and Siegfried not far away soaring around the skies. It would be an epic scene. You just have to imagine it in your mind, because this is Dungeons & Dragons.
Do you want to go for the epic something?
Using your imagination.
Use your imagination,
Yeah.
Klaus. But at the same time, like I said,
I'd like to do like a joint attack with Eckhart.
it,
Where I shoot it in the leg with a firebolt, and say it hits, like the knee collapses, and I swoop in with the fucking hippogriff. He picks up his totem, and as he's lifting it up, I pitch up, and we fucking uppercut the shit out of it. Okay?
since you follow right after each other, I'm gonna allow it.
Nice.
Since you're both riding
yeah.
the same
Oh,
hippogriff and riding each other, I mean, not
Riding
riding
each
each other.
They're fucking.
You're fucking.
Take that, Wither Champion. You ever see a fucking man get dicked down while he's killing you?
An 18 does manage to hit. Thank you, Siegfried and your acid.
Shit. That's good.
Siegfried's ass.
Nice. Now,
Okay.
I'm gonna take it in.
I'll pretend like I'm going with you. Whee!
Alright, you soar down and you send a firebolt down at his ankle, at the Withered Champion's knees, causing them to buckle. Like I said, he does not have a lot of hit points left as he sort of buckles to the ground, falling to his hands and knees. As Eckhart, you leap off the back of the hippogriff. If there's anything, Klaus, you want to do, Psychic Blades probably.
Sure. Let's do a bonus action there.
Well, you can't
That's 11.
you can't win them all.
Nope. But still means he gets the uppercut kill.
Hopefully.
It is possible.
Don't say that.
Alright, it is now on its hands and knees as Eckhart, you leap to the ground, grabbing your massive totem. As the Withered Champion, the golem, raises its heads up to you, and it's diminished to the point where it almost meets you eye to eye as it sort of slightly looks down on you.
Oh yeah. We're gonna reckless attack
As it
because
goes to you, Eckhart.
fuck this guy. 27 to hit.
27 to hit, hits.
14 for the first one.
Alright, keep going.
Okay, second one, reckless. 22 to hit.
It hits.
15 points.
Alright. You got anything else you throw at him?
I spit on him.
Alright. As you,
Call him a slut.
as Klaus, you fly down atop the back of your hippogriff, launching a firebolt down at his knees. It causes the golem to fall on its hands and knees. Eckhart leaps off, grabbing his totem, meeting it, the golem face to face and eye to eye. It delivers 2 powerful blows that slam into it, sending bits and pieces of wood, glass, and stone across the landscape. Eckhart, you can see it lifts its hand to slam down its fist on you, but your totem rises up, meeting it, and completely obliterating its fist. Missing one arm entirely, it slumps to the ground, desperately trying to lift itself up one last time, and then unable to maintain its form. The glass and the wood and the stone falls away, leaving nothing but a battered astrolabe. As the golem is finally defeated, and the town of Dern is safe.
Alright, same time next week.
Alright. People slowly begin making their way from the safety of buildings and outside of town to survey the damage. They are in a shock, most of them quiet, as Reed, you and Siegfried atop your hippogriff soar down to check on the rest, to meet up with the rest of the group, check on people coming in. You see Vestia makes her way out from between two buildings. She's, like I said, she had a sprained ankle and she's got cuts and bruises, but the town is saved, all thanks to you. You would hope that you would think that there'd be more celebration. There's merely a deep wariness that has spread across the town. People too tired to even begin picking up from the mess. At least not this night. A town guard is set up, cordon off the areas that have been burnt, broken, make sure that there's nobody else trapped as people continue searching through, but it seems that for the most part, everyone that can be saved has been saved. People open up their homes to you, grateful for the work you've done. You have no need to pay for a bed, or a meal, or anything, or a rest, as the inn itself, which was damaged. The inn was only slightly damaged. It lost some windows, it lost some timbers and things like that, but the rooms are still. You're more than welcome to stay there and have a fine meal, absolutely free. There's no charge, obviously.
I want to go speak to Vestia.
Vestia stands at the remnants of her tattered tent. Her astrolabe is damaged, but surprisingly enough, since it is a magic item, it's pretty intact. It's dented and some of the, there's a couple of cracks on it, but all stuff that can be repaired. But she does seem a little bit sad.
I can't offer much as a way of, well, thanks and payment for how much our little escapade cost you and this town, but if you would like, there is room on our airship if you would like to travel with us. It's not a lot, but
Hiring a crew member for your air? What you can do? She sort of looks at you. Ella, I don't. Yeah. Why? She looks at what the shattered remnants of her tent and her most of her magical instruments and stuff like that.
we can offer you a home, and you can see what.
Would you be shocked that I actually have Madame Vestia as a possible recruit for your airship?
I actually am not.
Roll a persuasion check.
Hang on, Colin.
Colin, that's not fair.
I will let, if you want, you can bring someone on to help you. Someone with more persuasion.
I will take her to, Nipsey. I will bring her to the ship, at the very least.
I'll tell you what her benefit is, and you can decide if you want to recruit her. Her benefit is, and it is, I'll say you're gonna want to, because it's very good. At the start of every session, I will roll a d20 portent dice, and I will tell you what it is. And at some point in that session, you can substitute one of your rolls for that dice. So it could be very good, you can substitute a roll, an ability check, a attack roll, and it could be an enemy's roll or not. So it's basically a portent dice. You get a single portent dice at the start of every session.
That's
Divination
super
wizard.
good.
Divination wizard's OP.
Because
That's super
she's
good.
not a divination wizard, but she is so divination focused. It, like I said, it's gonna make the cost of your crew go up, but I can already tell you, and just from what you've been talking about, you know that Yonduin is about to depart because he's going to depart with his family. He's already made that pretty clear. So you'll have a very clear empty space, so it won't make much of a difference once you get to the capital.
Hey, I have guests coming over, so I'm going to leave, but I will be back.
That is fine. All we're doing is, you're going to be heading to the capital. Just remember to make a level up. Just go ahead and level up.
So I'm gonna mute and deafen because I might be back.
Okay.
Yeah, me too, real quick.
So her bonus to the ship is very good, although you might have to remind me to roll the portent dice. But like I said, depending on which NPCs you have, like I said, you've got what's his name, the poisoner, whose name I forget without looking at the cheat.
Lincoln.
Lincoln. Lincoln is giving you poisons and access to a poisoner's kit and training with poisoner's kits. She gives you a portent dice. Yonduin, he's mostly just there for flavor, although I guess he would give you the Bard's Rest when you take short rests on the air. He's mostly just there for Ito's family reasons, Ito's character reasons.
Yeah. But yeah, I take her to Nipsey.
Nipsey is you can see, despite the fact that her ship was pretty, it's not severely damaged, but it suffered some damage, some boards ripped away, the mask taken away, but you were able to recover as you are able to send that back. She's actually in surprisingly high spirits, happy to work on the airship as if it were the first time she was building it, as she says, "Alright, boys, we can make it even better, even stronger. No more planks being ripped away. If anything, that just showed us which planks are the weakest, so we'll just add some extra nails." She has Yonduin and Yondar and Lysanthier, and Lincoln all sort of working on repairing the airship. And she turns to you and says, "Alakul, you're alive."
Yep. I'm
I was
pretty
worried
good at
there
coming
for a
out that
second.
way.
Well, the airship survived too. Suffered a little bit of damage, but it's not going to be any worse for wear. You might have to take a day or two to repair, but most of the people here have come out and been real helpful. Apparently you did a lot of good in the town.
Yep. I still can't but help feel at fault. That's why I'm brought my friend here. This is Madame Vestia. She's the person who helped me out in town, and her business and home were both destroyed. So I figured we could offer her a place on the ship.
Well, the pay's not great, but you'll have a nice roof over your head, good food, and you'll get to see the world.
And it, as a bonus, you'll get to see what happens with the prophecy from my goddess, since I imagine I did inform her what I saw.
Not only that, she might have the opportunity to see home. Like I said, she is, you've recognized her garb as a human that is hailed from your home, Beaz Kumulhar. She is from there. So go ahead and roll a persuasion check. Uh,
I really don't want to roll a persuasion
you,
check.
you, you have advantage on this one. It even offsets your Thrycrane.
So I still get
You
advantage?
still have advantage. It even offsets that.
Oh, double advantage. I still have a -1.
Oh no!
I don't know.
Look, how about this? You can speak to one of the crew members about it. Lysanther's been, I think, here the longest. You can speak to
How-
him.
I mean, I need a lot of. I mean, all my supplies are gone, and I couldn't.
We are going to the capital.
I'd be willing
He
to
can
do
help
it
you.
for a small fee,
Okay.
50 gold pieces, to help with my recovery of items and moving my things to the ship. I also require a room.
Well, the room's easy. And 50 gold pieces, I'll handle that. That's the least I can do.
So she's willing to go along for 50 gold pieces.
That I mean, I technically was prepared to pay 100 for her help.
That
So?
is 50 gold pieces is considered technically a lot of money. So
Aha,
Yeah, I know.
Suddenly, she's willing to do it for 100 gold pieces.
Nope, she said 50.
but she is willing to go with you, but she wants a little bit of money up front.
That's fine. Yeah, I pay her 50 gold pieces. Like, we'll help you out, getting
know.
settled and stuff.
And of course, I expect my general board to be taken care of. So that means basically her supplies that she would eat, which you've been doing anyways for all
Yeah,
the rest
yeah.
of the crew. That sort of thing. But she sort of looks at you. Deal. But I do have to go back and search my tent. I lost a pendant that was important to my family.
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
On
I would have smashed it and just thrown it on the ground so she can find it. Good for her.
so about that.
I mean, I don't know about that actually. Well, I will go and help her, but Nick needs to go pee, so I'll be right
Alright.
back.
it is getting pretty. We will fast track it. A grateful town opens its doors to you, opens its services to you. If there's anything you want in this town, it's given to you at half price. So if you have anything you want done for you within reason, will be done at half price. The room and board is free. You don't have to pay to sleep anywhere. You don't have to pay for your food at all. Hey, buddy! Look at that baby. Hey, buddy! Hello, young man. TV! That's not where Blippi. Where's it gone? What are you covered in? You're covered in all sorts of stuff. Lights! Hey, buddy. Okay, so, she's Madame Vestia has agreed to, join you. Technically, you're at your 2, on the airship, you're at your 2 bonus cap. Right now you can get the bonus of essentially 2,
We can pick between the 3 of them right now, basically. 2 of the 3 of them.
yes, although Lincoln is preparing to depart. Or not Lincoln, Yondu is preparing to depart with his family once you get to the capital. That being said, his is a very minor, and it was more of a story reason that he was going. Thing like that. So you currently got Lincoln and Vestia. If you wanted to get someone else, you would either have to upgrade your airship, which is something you can do, or get rid of one of them. But she has agreed to follow you for 50 gold pieces, room, board, and a chance to see the world and possibly see her home.
I did already minus the 50 gold pieces.
All right. And she's not gonna move her own shit here, so gonna hire people to do that. That'll take while the boat is being repaired. She can have that brought in.
Yeah.
But as for the lore question, you're asking what to do Thrycrane eat. It's actually interesting. They are they grow moss within their hives, and they eat that usually.
So I'm, like I
Oh,
said,
here's-
I'm not
here's
like
the
super picky.
No, they're not super
Yes.
picky. Even so,
That's what I was telling him. Like even for Thrycreen, Alakul doesn't really like as long as he has some food, he doesn't really.
that's not to say Thrycreen can't eat other things. That is, in fact, Thrycreen that have traveled out have been known to be scavengers. They're surprisingly able to eat. They're actually able, although they don't prefer it, to eat somewhat less than. They're probably able to eat pretty bad meat, considering their desert locale. But for the most part, Thrycreen live off of basically nectar, or not nectar, but moss that has been grown within the hearts of their hives. But they can eat pretty much anything. But typically that's what Thrycreen eat if they're in their hive.
Okay.
And I would say as a Thrycreen, you know, generally humans and other humanoid races, it is edible to them, but they in fact they consider it gross, but reality is it's a very healthy slurry of basically moss and spit that is often eaten by the Thrycreen. So even though they find it gross, super healthy actually.
Spit in my mouth, moss, daddy.
Well,
So
I
I've
was
got-
just trying to get food and make people nice food that's related to their characters.
I've got one for you,
Yeah.
Tommy. It's actually one that you should look up in real life. It's actually really fucking good. It's called Gutta.
Sigmund wants to know, or
G-O-E-T-T.
Siegfried wants to know if you have
So
any
it's-
blood sausage.
No, Colin.
Klaus
Goddamn
has
it.
that in spades, my
No.
dude.
You don't even know the half of it. Holy crap! I'm so mad at Max over that.
You know what? Where's Joseph Smoke?
He just hasn't been showing up
That
He did.
asshole.
because he's a butthole.
You went out for
Talk
cigarettes. You
shit
didn't
about
come
other
back.
people showing up or not. Doesn't show up.
At the end of the day, you all sort of are able to rest, relax. After a day or so, after a couple days, basically 2 days, the airship is completely restored. I guess technically, if you want to do something around town,
I'm gonna go get them daggers.
okay. If you want to do something around town, you do get the bonus of Madame Vestia since she is in your crew. You can substitute. Currently, the role that she rolled is a 2, so you can substitute. Probably not your role, but someone else's role with a 2. Wanted to.
Well,
Great for negotiation, because you're guaranteed to win.
I'm gonna fly my hippogriff.
You're gonna fly your hippogriff back.
Well, the other guys are back to the aviary.
At the end of the day, they are the aviary's hippogriff. You just borrowed them, unless you wanted to purchase them.
Which I would like to attempt. Those
That
ones.
being said, you don't currently have anywhere to store animals on the airship.
Grop is just like standing on deck or in my room.
Pretty much. The more
Well, man, it's not like Klaus's room doesn't smell terrible already. It's the fucking smell of death.
at this point, I've been giving a minor penalty for Grop, but if you get a lot of stuff on there, it's going to be major penalties. That being said, you can upgrade your airship for that. There's a reason I gave you 10,000 gold pieces to upgrade your airship whenever you get to a major town and you're about to arrive in a major town.
hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
No, the hint, hint, nudge, nudge is you got 10,000 gold pieces to spend on upgrades to your airship. That could be an additional retainer, that could be more armor, that could be more weapons, that could be more storage, more cargo space, because currently you can only go 2 weeks without, before you have to stop. That could be an upgraded area for more mounts like hippogriffs and prop and all that stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can upgrade for, and 10,000 gold will buy you more than one, but you'll have to think about that. The point is, you and Siegfried return back to the aviary, and you can see the old man is there at the top floor. He's picking up glass, sort of annoyed. He's got like a long-handled broom. So he's trying to brush it off of the grass, saying, "Ah, you damn kids always making a mess out of things. Knocking out glass, stealing my hippogriffs? Probably. I know they wouldn't run off on their own. Well trained." And then he sees you coming and says, Hey, that's mine! You got Thorn and Bella!
What are the names?
Thorn and Bella.
Thorn and Bella. Just returning them. Into the world I've been in. No problem anymore. A little bit of a mess, but the town will live.
He looks at him and he sort of eyes him over and says, Well, they don't look any worse for wear. A couple of ruffled feathers, but... Wow.
Probably more adventure than he's seen in a long time, honestly. Seems like a quiet place.
Well, they don't look any too bad. They don't look too bad, so I'm not gonna get mad at you, but... Of course, it doesn't help that my damn aviary's had its windows broken. It's gonna take weeks to fix this. I'm gonna have to keep the hippogriffs down in the stables, unfortunately. Don't want to risk them flying off. All the craziness.
Well, how much would it be to pocket? I'm sure you could use the funds to help repair your building.
He kind of nods, shakes his head sadly at the state of his aviary. It'll be years to build this up. I always have trouble hearing beaver.
Because he's gay. He speaks at 1/8 of the volume.
So you're at a quarter volume because you're bi?
Yes. I don't even know what I am. I'm gonna be like 167.
He's at an 8th volume because he's ugly. See what I did there?
It's because of the way the sound travels through his teeth. It fucked up the volume.
Yeah, I would say he gets 1% volume for all of his teeth. That means I only have 20% volume or something. I don't know how many teeth I have. It's not a lot.
I've got too many teeth. They're all punched around up there.
I'm at 27% volume because a bunch of my molars never grew in, and I never had wisdom teeth. Alright, Klaus, do you do what did you say to him? I didn't catch that. You were a little bit weirdly muffled.
I asked him how much to talk with him. I'm sure you could use the funds to repair your aviary.
How much to buy Bella and Thorn, or just one of them? Well, just how much for a hippogriff? He says, well, hippogriffs aren't cheap, but I do need the funds. I'm not gonna die of that.
Number that Colin states is a measure of his niceness.
I'm looking up the cost of a hippogriff.
$3,000 plus 1,000 for trading, for gold, not dollars.
Hippogriff.
Which I'm gonna go ahead and say Beaver don't have.
You caught me at a desperate time, so I'll tell you what. I'd be willing to sell both the hippogriffs to you for 15,000 or 1,500 gold pieces.
I was gonna say 15,000. Jesus Christ!
He said he's
Yeah, it's normally 30,000 gold pieces.
That's cutting you a deal, really. I mean, hell, rearing a hippogriff costs 1,000 gold pieces usually.
Jesus Christ!
God damn.
A hippogriff egg is 2,000 gold pieces, so I'm cutting you a hell of a deal.
Ask him if he does layaway.
So he does layaway?
So he's cutting you he is cutting you a massive deal considering what you've done for the town, and he does need the money.
I'm gonna get on the airship. Can I dip into the airship funds for this one?
What funds? Do we have airship funds?
Airship funds is 10,000 gold pieces, granted to you by the crown.
Zara doesn't know that, I don't think. Because Ito forgot what that dude told him because it's been like 3 months.
You should see the cost of a griffin if you think a hippogriff is extremely expensive.
Oh, Jesus. I don't even want to think.
Can you dip into the airship funds? That would probably be something to discuss with everybody, because it is.
Yeah, I'm asking the.
It was 10,000 gold pieces granted basically to the group. For the purpose of maintaining the airship and buying supplies, upgrading the airship. I mean,
Is a hippogriff is an eagle head, right?
Yes, it is basically a mixture of horse and eagle. It doesn't have it's like a griffin that didn't get the lion part mixed into it.
So, any objections? If we're gonna, I mean, I guess I'm proposing we get the stables upgraded anyways on the ship. We'll need the capital. Make that one of them.
I think they are smelly, and I don't want them to be near me. I would.
That's why they have their own allotted
Ship,
space.
be upwind.
Reed would have no objection to this.
I also would like some sort of stabling area for the animals.
For Grop.
Yeah, Grop's currently shitting in Alec Cool's quarters.
Just like Ziggy.
Hey,
Yeah.
how do you know he's only shit inside once?
Art imitates life, imitates art.
There's no need to rush, young man. There's not going anywhere.
So we're good.
Yeah, so you can go
Mhm.
talk to him about it, and it's not like the hippogriffs are going anywhere. But like I
Alright.
said, you've only got a day to decide.
Pay him with a check. Make it out to Ito.
Ito's like
Ito's debt is so high he literally wouldn't notice.
It's a shame that Ito's not here because Ito's about to get a letter from his sister that he's not going to be able to get.
Boy,
Not gonna lie, Ito is a forge, Klaus is a forge master. He could totally fucking forge one of fucking Ito's checks if he knew what his signature was
Listen,
like.
the
just
question
say Ito would straight up not notice a 1,500 gold debt.
the question is
being added.
is the rest of the group willing to open one of Ito's letters that's addressed to him from his sister?
No.
I mean, Klaus would
Reed
open
is
up
a
mail.
staunch opponent of any and all forms of mail fraud.
Yeah, but it matters if they are.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Reed
like,
would in
I'm
fact
all
be
about
curious,
mail fraud.
but no, he's not gonna.
That's not
Invade
happening
someone's
till you
privacy.
get to the capital.
What if
for a moment.
Ito's player told you that he would want you to open it?
Doesn't matter. That's probably not what Ito wants.
Dang.
But that's not the point. That's something that'll happen. We're getting to the capital today. That's why I'm kind of trying to push people along through this section because the next stop is the capital.
I got 15 gold for good food. That's all I want.
Tommy,
Ingredients.
I need your opinion on this,
Mm.
since you're also present. Are you okay with taking 1,500 out of the airship funds for 2 hippogriffs?
I mean,
It would give us some way to land without.
I was gonna say it's quick getaway, and then like
They are
It's
two.
good.
They're two trained hippogriffs as well.
They're like lifeboats that shit.
yeah, and it's also like a good
They're like lifeboats,
It's a good.
but they're also lifeboats you have to pay supplies for.
It's good
I mean,
scouting,
we're
and
like
then
a
you can.
Protoss carrier.
Well, it's good scouting, and you can like ride around on and attack people.
How
too,
much
so.
is how much would just one be? Half of that, or
Half of that,
I
he'd be
imagine
willing to sell
Israeli's
one
cutting would
for.
be two.
He'd be willing to sell one for 800. So a little bit more than half, but slightly less for the two together as a pair. If you only buy one, it's only 800.
If we get the pair and they mate, we get more birds.
that is true.
One is a boy and one is a girl. They could be brother and sister. Also, it can be
Shame. Guess we're having inbred hippogriffs.
it can be difficult to rear a hippogriff egg. Although hippogriff eggs do sell for quite a bit of money.
Oh shit! We can breed Grop with a hippogriff.
Oh.
And we can have a hippogriff.
The egg breaks open and the Grop hippogriff hybrid pops out and says, "Kill me!"
An emogriff.
Yes.
So I need an answer. What is it?
Fucking do it.
Oh, I'm fine with it. Yeah.
All right, the answer is yes. Let's do two.
All
two
right,
hippogriffs.
you're down
So, so I would say in doing that, we are then also confirming we're getting the stabling area, which means we will
Yes.
pay for the
Yes.
stabling area and that as like to have something in the
It's
stable.
probably
with
gonna
that
take at least about half of it, probably.
Yes. So you're gonna not get knocked down to 8,500 for the airship funds before buying the stable. The stable will be an upgrade that will happen whenever you reach in Weissenberg, the capital. But that's something you decide on when you get there, because I kind of want to get a move on and head there and get this story. I've given you a bunch of hints for a reason to get this story on the road. You go to the old man and you happily put the 1,500 gold pieces in his hand, and with a toothless smile he says, "Bella and Thord are all yours, young man. Enjoy them and treat them well. They're very sweet, good-natured hippogriffs. Not opposed to a fight, of course, but, you know how it is with animals. You treat them like pets and you love them, and when it's time for them to fly free of the nest, you always feel a little bit sad." He pats the two hippogriffs on their backs, hands you the leads on them, and they're yours. They sort of nuzzle up against you, and you feel a presence behind you as Siegfried says, bringing in strays, huh? You always did have a way of bringing in stray. He smiles at you. Roll a perception check.
Oh, boy's got a boner.
Alright, so we're naming them Buckbeak and Beakbuck, right?
No.
No, their names are Bella and Thorn, as in Bella Thorn.
14.
Oh no.
I actually hate that word.
He smiles at you, and you turn. He says, "They might be hungry," as he turns and walks away, and you sort of look at him puzzled for a moment, or you sort of stand there and sigh and put your hands in your pockets, and in each pocket there's a snapper.
Ah, damn it! You fucking got me.
He sort of laughs and walks away more quickly.
Pranked!
Got his ass. The
Oh,
play.
I'm sure he did.
I give the two fish to the hippogriffs.
They happily eat them, sort of pushing them down their gullet. As you sort of sigh, and some things never change. Siegfried always a little bit playful in his nature. He disappears down the tower as you follow with the two hippogriffs in tow, having bought them for the airship. By the time you get to the Skyweaver, everything is in order. It's been completely repaired over the past day. The planks have been reinforced. The mask
Was
has
I
been
able
restored.
to purchase those daggers, by the way, before we leave?
Yes, and you get them at half price. They were considered exotic weapons, so they were a little bit more expensive than the average, dagger. Because he was charging 25 gold pieces for it, which was... It's a lot of money for basic daggers, but they're considered, like I said, exotic for this region. So you get them for half price, rounded up, essentially. So it's 25 divided 2, 12.5, 13 gold pieces. For an exotic weapon, essentially. Thri-kreen double daggers, I already told you what they give you. They give you the... if you're a Thri-kreen wielding Thri-kreen double daggers, you get to use... you can keep a shield in one hand and obviously a sword in one hand, and you can still have a bonus... basically a bonus attack for your offhand, even with it. That will deal... it deals a d4. It does not add your dexterity bonus unless you have dual wielding. If you do have dual wielding, you do get to add the bonus. But you do get to add your sneak attack if you do hit with them, obviously off your turn, or without, if you haven't had sneak attack yet, essentially. Same sneak attack rules apply. So it gives
Gotcha.
it opens up a 1d4 bonus action. Plus, it's kind of it just looks cool.
Yep.
So it's not, like I said, there's a reason why it's not super expensive, but it's flavorful, and you have the option to use them. And they're pretty cheap. 13 gold pieces at this point in the game is not a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you are able to buy them from the innkeeper, who had them stored, essentially. He's more than happy to hand them over. Not a lot of use for a human to use them. They're very awkward. Like I said, they are essentially two daggers that are tied by a leather thong. Not like a G-string thong, but, like a length of leather strapping. It's usually wrapped around the back of Thri-kreen, so they have limited thrusting ability, but that's not really the point to have great range. It's sort of more of a surprise attack that they're able to use with their little arms.
Mm-hmm.
So you get Thri-kreen double daggers. But beyond that, you do that in a day. The Skyweaver is ready to go. The airship lifts up into the air, rising into the sky. Your business done. If anybody had anything else, you've had your chance to speak. You can see the burnt buildings, burnt tents below, and the collapsed buildings rapidly being cleared, rapidly being re-erected. There's hope within this town at the very least. And yet, as you look down at a town filled with hope, there's still the nagging feeling at the back of your mind. This knowledge that these people below you have no clue of. This king of Black Everfrost. This woman in white. The red dragon Bismarck. They're still coming. These people have no clue.
And they don't stop coming?
It's true.
I never stop coming.
As you turn, you leave the town of Dern behind. You can't leave behind the thoughts. Incoming storm slowly comes behind you. But there's nothing you can do about it but push forward.
While we travel, I still want to keep an eye out for the Thri-kreen on the road.
Oh yeah, and I did forget. You have to buy 2 weeks worth of supplies, which would normally be 80 gold pieces because you've got the extra person, but it's down to 40 because you get half price for the town.
Did
for
our
the
airship
town.
take any damage?
Did the airship take damage? Yes, but Nipsey spent a day rebuilding it.
Okay.
Because it was damaged, but it was very minor damage. Like I said, she reinforced all the planks that got pulled off. In fact, she said, this is a good thing, because I know what planks are the weakest, so I can double reinforce them. That kind of thing. But it's
Spoken like a true engineer.
It's 40 gold pieces to buy 2 more weeks worth of food, because you get it at half price, because it would normally be 75 gold pieces, plus 5 gold pieces for the new bonuses, essentially, between the Hippogriffs and Madame Vestia, divided by 2, because you get half price in the town that is grateful. And you soar away. I'm not gonna have some sort of weird interlude where you sort of run into you kind of run into some sort of strange creature. It's a straight shot along the Emperor's March. The road itself is usually well patrolled, well maintained. You do see quite a few refugees on the road that are heading towards the capital of Weissenberg, but after about 2 weeks, since after setting out from the town of Dern, you can see the massive walls of the capital spanning both banks of a river, lined with basically gargoyles that look like angels. City of Weissenberg. As you overlook them, the edge of the airship, Klaus Fried puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "Welcome home." And that's where we'll end it.